Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Pass the Barb. I am your host, Adam Bartusik, and we got a unique crew today. I'm hyped on this. This is have we ever just had the four of us here?
I don't think so. I think this is the first time.
This is an odd grouping.
We're going to find out if Ryan Pinkalla is actually necessary or not today.
No, I'm kidding. Come down from a mountain.
Yeah, no, I felt a bullet just whiz by my head just now. Our boy Ryan Pinkalla is out. He's somewhere out west right now in an elk hunt. Haven't heard from him for a few days, but he's still been making his daily food posts. So rest be assured he's doing the important things right now. But how are we doing, boys? We got my friend Captain Bill.
Good to be here, you guys. Excited to be back. I think I was gone the last recording, but yeah, nice to be back. Nice to see all you boys. So
you're looking good. The shed, is it getting to be mouse season in the shed?
Puck's deep, Puck's in that.
Well, the barn is what we call it.
The barn, sorry.
It's okay. I've only killed 2 in the last week, so no, not really. It's pretty light, but
it's not like last year where the herd showed up.
No, but one of my cats died, so that was kind of a bummer.
Oh, dang. You're assassin?
Yeah, I just found it dead. I mean, there was like a bunch of cats here, like outside cats, but it was still sort of a bummer to find it dead. Because I mean, that's one of my soldiers, one of my comrades.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate.
Yeah,
did he have a name?
That one, no, that one didn't. A couple of them have names. One is named Karen, one is named Max. That one didn't. Maybe it had a name. I didn't have a name for it, but yeah, I just
R.I.P. A loss at the barn.
Yeah, R.I.P. Killer number 3. R.I.P.
Yeah, one of my soldiers. So yeah. I don't know. I'm looking in. I kind of want to get like a few more. You know,
that's how it starts. That's how it starts.
My neighbor has about 10 outside her house right now that we're trying to relocate. Would you like them?
Yeah, just throw them in a UPS box and ship them.
I would maybe volunteer to drive them out at this point. There's just so many cats in our neighborhood.
Like that scene in Christmas Vacation when he wraps up.
Yeah.
Like that.
Is your neighbor a cat lady, Adam, or these cats are just
she says she isn't, but she's 100% a cat lady.
Totally is.
When we first moved in last year, there was a couple cats like walking around outside, and they'd always go to her house. So we just assumed like she had like 2 outdoor cats. We're like, whatever. Well, then the spring came around, and all of a sudden there were a couple more, and then there were litters of kittens now being born, and one of them got dropped in the street outside our house. So Alyssa went and grabbed it, brought it in. Hence, this is where the story of me having 2 cats, Tito being the name of him, came.
That's a good name.
So we took Tito to like try to give him back, and we're like, hey, like we think this is one of your cat's kittens or like something. And she's like, oh, these are just like the strays, and I can't just like leave them. So she's been putting out food, so they have a place to congregate, and
she now is a colony.
Yeah, now we have a colony.
It's a homeless cat colony.
It is, and she has a homeless shed and everything too, so they can get.
That's how it starts. That's how it starts. Pretty soon,
I think Adam, you need to just be damned with the cats. You need to get rid of your neighbor. That's what it's.
Yeah. No, there is that. There's always another option.
There is another option. You're right, but Terry's a great lady. She's a very nice lady, but
she's nice, but.
I just don't think she realizes. She says they're stray cats, but the moment you put out food and shelter, they are now your cats.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? Like, they're her cats now. They go there every day. They're there every day. They're her cats.
Yeah.
So,
especially because we're on the subject.
We're going down that line, but I do have a bunch for you.
Where's he at?
You can bring them. I mean, they're not coming inside, but
that's fine. These ones stay outside too.
Yeah, see, they'd love it. This is it's a target-rich
Sobi, do you have another stray cat at your house?
Yeah, my boy Ninja was just here. He's a black cat that's kind of a stray, and he comes in my garage when I come.
Is that the same one that was there when we filmed the one? Anyways, also co-host Sam Sobi, if you didn't know. We're cold open here.
Where'd you go, buddy? Oh, is my mic still on?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you not hear us?
He was just here, dude. He's
got him mic'd up.
No, but he like Will's. He's just a soldier. You know what I mean? I've never touched him. I've never even heard him meow. He's a true outdoor warrior. He lives in the woods. I got him on trail camera everywhere, but he'll kind of come in here and I'll give him just little shavings of deer meat and stuff like that. And then he does some dirty work around here, but he comes like every night unannounced, doesn't make a noise, stays for 20 minutes. He's gone.
Cats are cool. Outside cats are cool. Inside cats are not cool, but outside cats, they're hunters, you know.
Yeah.
They're ballers. My parents have a couple outside. Yeah, but
cats are cool, man.
How about you, Cody?
Yeah, what you been up to?
No cat stories, but Billy, you'd be proud of me. I've got 4 confirmed kills at the job site. 4 mice kills.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I've got a little pile outside, so
you've been running stickies or Victors or what kind of trap, or just maybe a good old fashioned poison? What do you got?
No, you know what?
Good old fashioned poison.
We were thinking about doing the poison, but we're like, you know what? We kind of like, we're big buck hunters, so having the trophy to show the other construction workers.
That's the thing, with the poison, they just go off and die somewhere.
I know, but they're smart. This colony is smart. Not a single one in a trap. I mean, we've got them. All the peanut butter's gone. But we always get them on that sticky.
Crafty. I know the feeling.
That's sticky. We had to add a sticky pad. I mean, there's no other way around it. And they only get caught by a leg. So
and they'll try to fight their way out of that thing. I mean, it's
I
not a clean kill.
No, it's not. I found the hive the other day. Like we have this huge bundle of PVC pipe, and I went to go finally move it. Well, I put one of them on my shoulder, and like 3 of them slid out the other end, and they are running everywhere. Like, had to be, well over 20. The whole ground is moving. I'm like, oh,
that's a lot. That's a lot. 20's a lot.
We're gonna need more traps.
Yeah. I did a little experiment one time with the stickies, and this is gonna sound pretty inhumane, and it kind of was, but I got one in the sticky. I stuck him in there, and then I just left him. I just let him be, and just to see if more would come, to check on their buddy. So overnight, I went to bed. I slept soundly, but I woke up and he was dead by then, but no more came. So I guess the experiment didn't really work out, but just to see,
Yep. Take your own life, I guess.
Yeah, great. Yep. What an opening to the pod. I mean, Sobi, if there's some new people here, you want to inform them. What are we at Passive Barb?
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I know that was a weird opening, but just know that's the kind of shenanigans that goes on at the #1 outdoor podcast in the world. That is Past the Barb, and we couldn't have reached. Yeah, cheers to that. We'll do a quick cheers to that. Thank you again to each and every one of you listeners that have brought us to the top of this mountain, and I want to say it's 12 or 13 weeks running now that we're the #1 outdoors podcast in the world. And you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, anywhere. So we talk about everything from outdoors to cats, to drinks, to women, to Halloween candy, to
we're even going to talk about the political race soon. It's voting week.
We can talk about anything on here. So subscribe and stick around.
Just kidding. We won't do that.
Let's talk about tariffs.
Yeah, let's talk about import-export taxes.
You want to learn today?
Yeah.
So we are Past the Barb. And for anyone who's been subscribing to YouTube, we appreciate you. We are very close to hitting our 1,000 subscriber mark that we want. So if you haven't yet, and you've been listening to all the shows, and you've been hearing us say this over and over again, just go fucking hit the button.
Yeah.
Like, we're so close. And there's so many of you that listen who have not hit the button. So just go hit the button for like a week. Then we don't care.
And we're doing a big giveaway as well.
Yeah. And then there's a big giveaway. There's a bunch of stuff. Hahner's shipping you a jalapeno from his garden.
100%.
Yes.
That's homegrown.
It's homegrown. Homegrown.
Perfect. I love it. All right. Anyways, boys, Sobi, what you been up to? I seen you just posted a YouTube video with some deer kills. I haven't gotten to watch it yet, admittedly, so I'm not caught up on anything.
It was kind of a full recap of the last fall from Buddy Cole and some of my other neighbors and Steph and myself's whole deer season. So it was kind of like a culmination of the whole fall into one video.
So it was a recap from last year.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So, but besides that, yeah, I've been hunting a lot, and I just actually cleaned out the whole boat. I got rods hung up there and everything organized, and it's like a sad day. I'm bringing the boat back tomorrow, but
are you? So it's
yeah,
done.
It's done now, which is sad.
It's almost November.
I'm taking my boat back.
Yeah.
I could have done it today. I'll probably take it back Thursday or something. I just need to pull everything out of it. That's honestly the biggest thing right now is just getting into it and pulling everything out. So I feel that, Sobi. It's a sad time when you have to do that, especially when it's nice out.
It's weird. It's going to be 80 degrees tomorrow. Is
it really?
Southern Minnesota. It's going to be 80 degrees tomorrow. And then I think
it's pretty warm here, but not that warm.
It just hasn't really. We keep getting like it'll cool down to like seasonable temps or like even just below. Yeah. And then it'll just like come right back up to 70. And I'm sure like I'm looking at I think it's supposed to snow actually in 2 days. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're supposed to get like half an inch of snow or so.
Well, I know it's going to get really cold here, so there's probably some stuff coming your way.
Yeah,
how cold has it gotten there?
Snow and cold coming.
It hasn't really been cold here yet, Sam, but it's about to be. Like tomorrow, it's going to drop off, and our lows are going to be like in the 20s. So, which bodes well for the hunting season. Now I can finally hunt. I'm pretty much done guiding. So, but yeah, it's really going to drop off here. So,
you said you're all done guiding now, Bill?
Well, I think I am. It's kind of it's a weird time of year here. Like, if I get a call, I'm gonna take it, But for the most part,
very many calls this time of year.
No, I mean, it just all depends on the weather, Like if it's nice, then I might, But I would love to get a few more trips of fishing. We were kind of talking about it before we started, but fall fishing. I don't care what you're fishing for or where you're fishing is generally pretty good, and it's really good right now here. So like it's easy. I guided a bunch last week, and it was just get it out there. Big ones too. It was fun. So I wouldn't mind working a little more, but yeah, fairly well done. So here.
You're probably ready though. You're probably ready to hunt.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to go out tomorrow for well, actually, I want to give a shout out to brother Joe, my brother Joe
the champ.
And Joe's been on an absolute tear this hunting season. So we went out and antelope hunted, the opener. So I think that was 2 weeks ago, maybe the rifle opener, October 12th. And Joe whacked one. Not the first day, we didn't get it opening day, but Sunday he gets one. And then I had a wedding this past weekend in Wisconsin, actually, Cody. Pulaski. What a wonderful place. Oh,
nice.
I had a blast. Polka days, Yeah. Oh, man. It was great. But anyways, I get a text from him on Sunday morning. He's like, well, just filled my mule deer tag. And the season for rifle here for deer just opened on Saturday. So he's 2 for 2 on the second day of the season for animals. So, and he shot a really dandy, like a mountain mule deer, like really an awesome buck. So he's tearing it up. Now he can guide me. So
step up, live up to the Stolski.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch up with him. Yeah, God. Yeah, Pulaski, Wisconsin. I want to give a shout. That was a lot of fun.
Shout out Pulaski.
Man, you made an impact on Stolski's life.
What's that?
Huh?
Who did?
Pulaski. Yeah.
Yeah, the town. Yeah. Oh, it was great. I forgot how much I grew up in Minnesota, but I do love Wisconsin. I went to college in La Crosse, But the people in Wisconsin, I mean, you talk about a group of good time havers,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's just nothing like it. They do have the edge slightly on Minnesota in terms of drinking and that kind of thing. I'll admit that.
Absolutely.
But
passed down from generations.
Yeah, seriously, in their blood for sure. So
Hahner, do you remember the college house that Connor and I lived in?
Yeah.
That was on Pulaski Street.
Oh my god!
And kids at school would wear Pulaski hoodies, and me and Connor were always like, "We got to get some of those, dude." And then we found out, there's a town there. So
yeah,
shout out to Pulaski on all fronts.
And Sam, you know who was there? Jake Lewis, of course.
Yes. At the house on flat.
Ross's wedding. You probably remember Ross. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Ross's wedding. So yeah, it was fun. It was nice to be back in the Midwest for a quick 3 days. I flew in on Friday and flew out on Sunday, but it was fun. It was nice.
Did you do some dancing?
Oh, I did some dancing. Oh yeah, and they taught me how to do the polka dance thing where you kind of like are jumping around. You know, like it was fun. It was fun. Yeah, I sure enjoyed it. So
a good time.
Yeah. I didn't enjoy the flight home yesterday. Let me tell you that. It was horrible. I'm coming around now. So yeah. Shout out Pulaski. Shout out Wisconsin in general. It's a lot of fun. So.
Yeah. I have been,
what have you been
just finished up our wedding season. So done with going to weddings. They were fun, good time. And I also finished up my fishing season, Sobi. We had the Break Your PB. We did a St. Jude fundraiser at the end of the ice fishing season last year. And this lovely couple from Mankato, shout out Sarah and Tim. They bid on wanting to go on a bass fishing trip with me. And so they won it. And I talked to them. I was like, what do you guys want to do? They wanted to do like a late fall smallmouth mission. Now, granted, it wasn't like 35 degrees like when Hahner and I filmed Chasing Ghosts, which actually was nice because my blood was not ready for that. But we went out, and I hadn't been out fishing in a little bit. And I was like, man, I'll maybe get out a couple more times. And I took them out. And I think their first two fish of the day were a 619 and a 557.
Jeez.
We caught 27.35 and like another limit of probably 24 and a half, 24 and a quarter.
Jeez.
I loaded the boat and I was like, yep, I'm done.
Ended up.
Yep. I was like, I'm good. I don't need I don't need to go again. That was plenty fun. So yeah, that was.
And you're not BSing too. I saw this on Instagram. You guys had some hogs and you had pictures of scale and everything. You guys absolutely throttled them.
Yeah, it was super fun. It was like honestly just a great time. Pulled out right away and just went to the first spot, looked, and there was one suspended about halfway down. I pitched a tube at it. It was an almost 5-pounder.
Dang.
Saw another one, caught it. And then I was like, looked up.
Did you let them fish at all, or did
yeah, and then I looked because I was trying to figure out where they were positioned. I find where they're positioned, and I'm like, chuck up there. And she caught her first cast caught a 557.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh wow. So then I just like every once in a while would hit spot lock and like I'd go up front and move the boat a little bit around and be like, hey, chuck over there now. But yeah, I barely even fished, to be honest. I caught two right away, and then I just kind of hung out. But yeah, she caught the 557. I was like, it jumped, and I was like, wow, that's a big one. And netted it. And then we're just BSing, talking about everything. And he sets the hook on a different one on a different spot, and it's coming up. And I'm like, how does it feel? He's like, I don't know. And then it jumps, and I'm like, good grace of God, that one's bigger than the other one. He's like, what? I'm like, it is large. Just loosen up your drag, dude. And it was super fun. So that was a great way to end the year. Now just I don't know, just getting ready for the ice season that hopefully comes. But other than that, gonna watch buddies try to kill things, I guess.
Hell yeah.
It's that time
That's
of
all
year.
I got on the agenda.
It's perfect. Thanksgiving will be here soon.
Absolutely. So, all right, we're going to roll through. I threw up a poll on social media, and it had a ton of great interaction, actually. We're going to do a little bit of PTB fan questions. So I wish we had like a cool soundtrack, but we don't.
And shout out to Pass the Barb on Instagram. Definitely follow us there if you guys haven't already. That's where we interact a lot with folks and throw questions in. And then, you can reach us at any time. You DM that, you probably get Adam.
Yeah. Or Ryan.
Or Ryan.
Mainly Ryan. But once, like we said, Ryan's gone. So we're just going to rip through a few of these. A few of these will be a little bit more in depth. But right away, for everybody involved, what was your favorite Halloween costume that you ever did?
Ooh. Start with Captain Bill.
I feel like everyone needs a second to just think about it.
That's a pretty good one.
I know, right?
Yeah.
That was the first one leading it off. I was like, oh, wow, we're not getting a bunch of sarcastic questions. This is exciting.
That's a good one. You know what? The one that sticks out to me, I was just a young boy, but I remember it quite vividly. I was Spider-Man, but I had this thing that would shoot out.
You had your own web?
Yeah, basically, it would like spray stuff. I remember that.
Yeah.
That was cool. Yeah, that was my favorite for sure. It's like, yeah, yeah, that one was. I must have been, but I remembered it, so it's clearly my favorite.
Yeah. How about you, Hahner? You got one?
I guess probably. Also, when I was young, I think my aunt worked on this for weeks and weeks. Like my uncle was Sully, I was Mike, and my little sister was Boo. But the Sully costume, she made it out of like PVC pipes to make his shoulders like super, super big. And he like stood on high top shoes. So he's like, I don't know. He's already a big dude, but he's like 7 feet tall and lumbering. And then I had like this perfectly crafted bubble. I still remember, we got pictures of it somewhere. I'm like, I don't know how, just must have a lot of time on her hands or something, because
the homemade Halloween costumes are awesome. There's an added level to that. That's cool.
That's legit.
Cool.
Sobi?
I feel like I have two, like from childhood. One of my good buddies and I think we did it a couple of years in a row. We went as Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn, and it was pretty authentic. We had legit hats. We made corncob pipes. We had all overalls. It was pretty freaking good. And then
was it
in college, we went as me and all the roommates went as Boy Scouts one year, and that's a
good
fun.
one.
They were pretty nerdy Boy Scouts.
That's a good squad.
There was like 6 of us, and it was pretty good. The high shorts and everything.
Mine from childhood. My mom just recently, like a few days ago, was sending pictures for some reason. She was going through photo albums at the house of past Halloweens. And I was reminded that I one year at Halloween, I bleached my hair blonde, and then I was JT from NSYNC, baby.
Wow!
You
gotta have pictures of that.
I do have the picture. Yeah.
Oh my god! You have to post that.
Okay, you know what? This should be. I want to see this when we reach 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Adam will release the NSYNC Halloween costume.
They call him Lake.
Yeah.
Hold that picture hostage, because that's worth something.
I will. All right.
Oh, wow.
We got another one from the homie Rello. He says, if cheese curds are round, is cereal soup?
Say that again.
If cheese curds are round, is cereal soup?
Oh, this is I remember this debate. This is the stupidest.
I think. Well, wouldn't cereal be soup? It's a what? What is the definition of a soup?
Cereal is just the dry food that comes in the box.
Yeah,
you have to make.
Oh, it is. Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay,
but then that's fair. That's a good.
When added with milk, is it cinnamon toast soup?
Yeah, but then when you put milk in it, does it make it a different food group? Have we been saying I'm
you
gonna have cereal for
and then
breakfast?
you have hot cereal, and hot cereal is like oatmeal. I mean, I've heard it being called that. So I don't know.
Ooh.
Leave it to Rello. That one's.
I'm gonna say no. You got to have some sort of broth base to it.
Yeah, the broth can't be dairy based. If it's dairy based, then it's cereal.
Yeah, but what about like clam chowder? That's heavy whipping cream.
That is dairy based. Dang, yeah.
Or heavy cream. Sorry, not whipping, but heavy cream.
Yeah, it is heavy cream.
Dang, good question, Rello. Shout out Rello, and also shout out Rello. This shirt right here. This shirt is a new one. It has bananas on it with ducks or snow geese coming out the top, and this shirt is actually from Rello and his son Rhett. So shout out
Rello and Rhett. That's amazing.
Yeah, hopefully Rhett isn't listening to this yet, but if he is, I'm sorry. You can only fish one lure, includes ice and open water, the rest of your life. What is it? I'm going to answer this question, and I'm going to go with a 90-degree ball head jig and a minnow.
Yeah.
A live minnow, live bait?
Nope. Z-Man jerk shads, something like that.
Oh yeah, I was just
catch.
looking.
But do something. Do something. I want you to answer.
Have
that
you watched the Elite series the last 2 years?
I want you to
Yeah, it's so
that
dumb. That's why I don't watch it.
non-typical. Don't do a jig and minnow. Something besides jig and minnow you have to fish with the rest of your life.
I was just asked if I was going to catch fish the rest of my life, and I will catch fish on that the rest of my life.
It's gotta be
something that I enjoy.
What about okay, no, never mind. I'm not going to change the question. It's not my question to change. So
no, do something besides
Stolski growing up.
I'll just go a 10-inch Red October tube. I don't know.
Yep, get it out there.
Hahner's only muskie fishing.
Anybody ever ice fished with that before? It probably would work, right?
You think a lake trout would just fuck that thing up?
Oh, lake trout would for sure. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I've caught huge walleyes on it, quite often. A 10-inch tube is not too big for them. They crush it.
I like that.
Sobi,
a lot of bass.
If I had to do the ice fishing category in there too, like you can only use it ice fishing as well as open water. I think I'd do maybe a rip and wrap, because you can fish it vertical, you can cast it, you can catch walleyes, you can catch bass, you can catch plenty of walleyes and fish through the ice. The small sizes will work through the ice. Yeah, maybe a rip and wrap.
There you go.
Damn.
All right.
Rip it, twitch it, dead stick it.
Yeah.
Another question. Attending.
Huh? I didn't even get to give my current events.
Cody, what are your current events?
How do you keep his current events?
I thought we skipped hunting, I guess.
Let's hear it. You got something. I feel like we totally skipped you, and I wasn't sure if you'd get it.
Oh no! So I've been fishing a good amount, a lot of muskie fishing. But actually, I got pretty impressive fish catch out of my boat. Took my girlfriend's 6-year-old son, and he caught his first muskie with me.
No.
Yep.
No.
Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely jacked. The next morning, he was up at like 6 a.m, waking me up to go fishing. I'm like,
he's 6 years old.
6 years old.
That's
He's
awesome.
ruined.
He's ruined.
That's
really
awesome.
like awesome fish. 43-inch fish. It was weird jacked. Absolute shit show trying to net this thing. I mean, lines are tangled. It was on a sucker. Like, I basically set the hook and I gave him the rod. Well, I forgot that the reel is locked down, and he's like, small.
He is like,
no. I just see like death grip. I'm like, oh my god. And the fish is tangled in every line around the boat. It got caught in the net. I'm trying to put the net in, and there's baits flying into the water. I'm like, well, we got it. And that's
tremendous.
That was definitely the highlight of the year so far for me.
That is very cool. That's a good wholesome moment.
Perspective wise, like, remember being like 6, 7, 8, or 9, and you see a pike that's like 24 inches, a 24-inch pike, like a hammer handle pike.
Right.
When I was 6, was like, this is a predator fish. It's freaking big and it fights hard. That's like monumental. But to get a muskie in the net and he holds and sees it.
Oh yeah. Because
he'll never forget that.
Yeah, we had gone.
He's a muskie addict.
Yeah, now he's gonna spend all his money and form a mild drinking problem and drink too much.
You better inform his mom that suddenly he's gonna need Adderall when he's 14 for some reason.
Oh wow, that's
right. Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. We had
cool. That's really
cool. Been on like, I don't know, 4 or 5. We'd fished for him for maybe 4 or 5 trips now, like mini trips, and he never saw one in the boat. So to finally make it happen, I'm like, oh, thank God.
That's actually cool though, because it probably feels more earned. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't happen every time. Like, he has that concept.
Yep.
That's sick.
No, it was really neat.
That's awesome.
All right, I apologize, Hahner. I apologize.
Thank you.
And he had the best current event, no doubt.
Yeah, I probably got ahead. That's
one of the more wholesome moments we've had on here. So.
Yeah. That was good.
Yeah, thank you.
Mic drop. That was good. Okay, back to the PTB fan questions. I'll just skip the one I was gonna say, and we'll just get into this. Sam, someone wants to know, when will Sam propose to Steph?
Oh God! This podcast is so raw and unfiltered. We'll start scripting as you start throwing questions like that out there.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, we'll move on. I'm sorry. That was good.
I will. Here's how I'll answer that. Once we hit a 1,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Thank you, Steph Hansen.
Gosh, no, I can't give any cues or clues or inklings to that. That needs to be under wraps.
That's
secret.
been an 11-year process.
Oh
boys.
man, many
He's been
moons.
working hard.
Man. Oh, man.
Okay. Attending St. Paul ? Yeah, I think Sobi, you and I will be there. We're gonna be at Thorn Brothers together the whole time, right?
Yeah. Not doing the meetups this year. We're gonna be at the show the whole time, which will be really cool.
We'll have LTAB merch and Chronicle merch there.
Yeah,
we'll just be chilling. So if anyone wants to see us, all 4 days or 3 days, not 4. I won't be there 4 days. All right. This says specifically if most of the boys are present, which that would be now. Dive back into realistic dream solo camp hunt fish trip. So like you pick which one, but what's your dream trip? Solo.
Okay.
Solo.
Wow.
So can we just get a few specifics? Like, I mean, is there a budget or no budget? Like,
I think we just say dream. Like, what's your bucket list one you really, really, really want to do?
Okay.
But solo.
It says solo. I don't know if I love that part of the question, just because I love going on those things with people.
Yeah, can you be assisted by planes or helicopters? Is that?
Yeah.
Or maybe
it says realistic dream solo camp hunt fish trip.
Yeah.
I guess I would say for mine, I would like in terms of realistic solo, like one I would like to go do is
it did say realistic. It said realistic.
Yeah, realistic.
Okay,
Okay. I would really like to do the like Brazil Amazon peacock bass.
Yeah.
That and like in terms of solo, I'm taking that into account because like it's pretty hard to be in one of those kayaks or canoes like with someone else.
Yeah, but you have to be assisted in some regard, right?
Yeah, like you're there with some other people, but yeah.
That's a good one. That's on my list too. That would be fun. Yeah. I think mine would probably be. I really want to go to New Zealand.
New Zealand in general is just number one on my list. Yeah, I want to enjoy it with someone. I think, like, I want to go with a couple buddies.
Hunting, though.
I would say more for me. I would want to hunt. I don't want to shoot like really any stag there. Like all their red stag, for the most part, those big giant like crazy ones you see. Those are all high fence hunts. I would want to hunt for those chamois though. Those little things. Those things are out in the wild, and they do have free range stag there, but they're not all that big. But I would just love to do it. Like I would fish some, sure, but just to like have a camper van and just drive around the South Island.
Yeah,
I mean, be damned, just to cruise around, man, it'd be cool.
The nerd in me would just be like watching Lord of the Rings and stuff and be like, oh my god, I don't know,
just to see it. Like, I mean, if I caught a couple fish, great, but just I think to do that sort of like in a camper van scenario, I think that's the perfect place to do it, at least from what I've seen. So yeah, that would probably be mine, and that's like fairly realistic. I think it could be done, So,
Hahner,
I like the Amazon peacock bass. Like, what are they? Arapaima or Arapaima? Is that
Arapaima?
Like the Larry Dahl, the Larry Dahlberg trip,
plopper.
I think that's cool. I guess as far as a bass standpoint, I've always dreamed of going to Japan and checking out Biwa. And I know it's like tough as nails, but just to go do that and be in Japan, that's like one country I would love to go to.
And go to the tackle shops,
see the culture,
thing. The bass fishing culture there would be.
I would love to spend, time in like Tokyo or that kind of stuff. I think that'd probably be high on the list for me.
Yeah.
Especially to tackle and talking to those guys. That would be
it'd be super
cool. Realistic fish hunt camp. I do think I'd love to even if it's somewhere remote or just like Lake of the Woods, go by myself solo, bring my boat to Lake of the Woods. I want to camp on an island all by myself and put in like a week of muskie fishing by myself. And especially because I'm not a big muskie angler, but doing it by myself on the island, I camp there. I'm immersed in Lake of the Woods for a week. It would be something that's realistic, achievable, and I think it'd be like pretty gratifying to me.
And what a nice way to unplug, you know?
Yeah, like totally unplug, no
total solitude. Like, I think you guys would agree. Cool. It's so nice sometimes just to go fishing by yourself.
Oh yeah,
by yourself.
Dude. One of my favorite times every year. I haven't gotten to do it the last couple of years, but like the fall trips, this time of year, I'd take up north to go smallmouth fishing. Like half of the reason I love it is just I have no cell service and nobody can reach me and I can't do anything, and it's just quiet.
Yeah.
And you just go out and just enjoy it.
So I got a buddy who does that, and he's got kind of like, he's a muskie fishing gypsy. I mean, for sure a gypsy. Lives out of his Suburban. He's like, I don't know. He's been doing it for 20 plus years doing this, and he does that on Lake of the Woods. He picks a random island that's his own and takes a generator, knows all the hot routes to find gas and whatever he needs, and has enough connections with enough resorts to get him food and what he needs for like 2.5 to 4 weeks of doing that.
That long.
Cool. Yeah,
that's
long.
Cool.
He is a true muskie gypsy.
He's a gypsy. He's like, in my mind, he was always like a hero to me, because he is like an Aaron Martens type level of angler, but for muskie, and he's a savant. But crazy.
That's cool. I always have a lot of respect for guys like that are, regardless of what you're fishing for, but like that do it for nothing other than themselves.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like there's no like, I assume this guy is not some sort of like social media.
Not
like,
at all.
Like that's pretty cool.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
that's
not a guide,
cool.
like he's just out there doing it like to do it. I think that's really admirable,
Right. Catches just as many 50s as the best guides, like catches huge numbers of 50 inchers. Doesn't talk
is it
about
just
anything.
him? Does he have a dog? Does he have a girlfriend or wife?
Well, I think he's slowing down. I think he's got a girlfriend now, and he does have a couple kids that go along that are old enough. I don't know how that's all worked, but the guy's like, his tackle, if you just look at the stuff, how unique and modified everything is.
Do you want to shout out his name or no?
No, he's a local. I don't think
want it.
I like that.
The guys who know him know, like, they're like, I'm like, do you know such and such? And they're like, yeah. He hops in the boat every once in a while, or I'll throw a guy in his boat every once in a while. I'm like, yeah, he's legit. Learned a ton from that guy. And
so much respect. It's not even like he's like, yeah, I'm doing it for a long weekend. He's like 3-4 weeks living on an island. Like,
that's cool.
Talk about getting immersed with the fish and truly being like, where's your head at? Your boat is right there. You're sleeping right here. You're on an island. This is your whole setting. Like,
I like that.
No distractions.
Yeah. The same guy. I remember I was like 17 years old, and I can't believe my parents let me to go do this, but I was sleeping in the back of a Suburban with like this guy for days on end in November in Vermilion. And I'm like 17.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's wild, but yeah.
That's cool. I like
that. So if you want some ideas.
Yeah.
I got a guy.
All right. We got some more really good ones here. Sobi should have to fish the spring sturgeon tourney on the Rainy River for his Snoopy rod punishment.
Oh my God.
That's nearly impossible.
How many Snoopy rods would he blow up? All of them?
Modify them together.
Yeah,
modify them together.
How do they do that saltwater thing where they're running out of line and they put more line on? Have you ever seen that before?
I have, yes. I don't know how they do it though.
You'd have to do something like that.
Yeah, you can figure it out.
It'd be like, Sam, do you ever fish the Wolf River in and like accidentally snag a sturgeon during during the spring, it'd be something like that where you wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even know until it started moving like a couple minutes later. Yeah.
Incredible.
We got another one on here that's give me some UWSP college bass and stories, but we need Pink back for that. We've been saying for like the last 2 years we're gonna unlock that eventually. That's like when Pink gets back, we need to have a story time and write down.
We will.
Like
we'll do that
because like that. There's a lot of really good ones we've been holding on there.
That'll be an over 60-minute special
from Mr. Matt Pangrak. If each of you had to compare yourself to a deli sandwich, describe what sandwich and why.
I'll take this out the gate. I think I'm the Italian, no doubt. Plenty of meat, little spice, delicious, a fan favorite across the board, coast to coast, a classic. Just a go-to. It's a good sandwich, but it's got a little spice to it. Shout out pepperonis.
That's a good one.
Follow that.
I don't know how.
Yeah, I don't. God damn it, Sobi.
I would say I don't know how to. That was so perfect.
We could just leave it at that. Or Hahner, do you know what you are?
Drumming one up. A deli sandwich.
A deli sandwich.
That's such a good question. Shout out Matt Pangrak. Shout out
That's
BTL.
A great question. That one really gets you thinking, you know.
Oh yeah, probably just a Reuben. Probably a Reuben. I got a little sauerkraut in me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Acquired taste.
Sure. Not for everybody.
That's not sure as that one, Cody.
Yeah. Good.
Adam, you don't have it. You're not a deli sandwich of any kind.
It's boring, but I might just go with a cold cut. Just gets the job done. Goes to work, puts his hard hat on.
Okay. Holy. We need to get you on a concrete crew, Adam.
Grinds the late night hours, you know.
The Mason apprenticeship is calling.
Yeah. Sorry, I was looking for more of these. There's so many. We actually had a ton.
We could rifle and we could go fast. We could.
Thoughts on the new opens changes, and are any of you going to jump into a few? Basically, if you didn't know, it changed from 3 leagues or 3 divisions with 3 tournaments to 2 divisions with 4 tournaments. Top 50 from each one qualifies for the EQ division, then fishes for spots in the elites. I think it's great because a lot of people aren't going to go nearly as broke because you only have to fish 4 now. Then you get a chance to qualify, and if you're having a bad year, you can just get out. I'm not going to be fishing any. I'm just kind of taking a step away from all that for a few years to enjoy being around home, fishing all these great lakes around home. So that's kind of my thoughts on it. I don't know, Sobi, if you have any.
No, go Hahner.
Oh, yeah, I think it's a great step to, try to figure out, because there's so many guys trying to fish now, and like so many people want to get into it. How do they justify, having 9 events when most of the guys have real jobs that are trying to make a dream reality? So I think it's probably the best way they could go about it, because if you already made it to the top 50, I mean, you're going to commit to 3 more. I think it helps a lot of people out while they're still not Bass isn't sacrificing really anything. They're just helping the angler out. I think that's the right format.
Yeah. They're saving anglers from themselves.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one. We'll rip through a bunch of these. Predictions for the weather and ice conditions and state of the industry if it's not good.
Who asked this question?
I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna actually keep that one hidden because it's another influencer. I think it's a general, like, honest question.
Read it again.
Predictions for weather and ice conditions and state of the industry if it's not good.
I've heard a lot of different things that it's going to be a super cold and super snowy winter. I've heard it's going to be not super cold, but a lot of snow. I've heard a lot of things. We're all praying, obviously, for a ton of cold and a lot of good ice. But if it's not cold and there's not great ice and permanent shacks can't get out, I think there's going to be some massive turmoil in the ice fishing industry, from big companies to small companies to everybody in between. We need ice. We need folks to get fired up, and we need people to support the ice industry. There's old school companies to brand new companies that are just going to struggle big time if we don't get ice. So,
yeah.
But I think the state of ice fishing is there's excitement all around. People want to do it because they got gypped last year.
Yeah, I will say in terms of the doom and gloom that everybody's talking about and wants to look at that we're not going to focus on is if we have another bad ice season, this will be the third bad ice season in a row. And like Sobi said, it will be not good for a lot of people. And as much as a lot of people who open water fish say they hate ice fishing, I think everybody's now realizing how important ice fishing is to the upper Midwest economy. And like resorts, mom and pop shops, city, like little towns up north. There's so many places that like need it. So yeah, I mean, that's just state of the industry. That's flat out what's going to happen. I don't think anybody who's saying like that's not going to happen and it's going to be okay, I think that's just false, to be honest. Like, I think we all know that. So like Sobi said, on the flip of the coin with that is, as once it cools down and the weather gets good, I think the angst and excitement to ice fish is at an all-time high right now because people have not been able to do it for a long time. I think there's a lot of people excited to go take their permanents out. I've been pretty surprised there hasn't been nearly as many like permanent sales as thought I would see over the years. So everybody's holding on, I think, getting ready. So I think it's going to be a great year. Just like Sam said, all the reports of if it's going to be a super cold winter, is it going to be mild? Is it going to be warm and snowy? Like, it's all over the board. Like, there's no consensus decision. So I don't know. And right now it's warm, but in a month from now, it'll probably be cold. Will you guys ever get Fighter on the pod? Anyone know Fighter fairly well?
Hayes does.
If he wants to join,
all right, Hahner, call. Yeah, that's up for Hahner. I found another really good.
It would be fun.
It would be fun.
This I will read you this, and it's from Hellabass. And it's in relation to the question I asked you earlier, but it's funny. Do you think Sobi's fail to promptly make good on fantasy bet is related to obvious commitment issues?
That was a low blow, Sam.
Yes, these comment questions roast me, dude. I will start laying the hammer.
That's from Rich Lindgren, Hellabass.
I will get the log into this Instagram and I will block folks. I swear to God. No, I got something to say to Hellabass. Shout out Hellabass. Shout out all his socials and his live streams. I was actually cleaning the boat out today or a couple days ago, but I was taking some pictures of it and everything's empty out of the boat. There's not one piece of tackle or anything in there. And I flip open the cooler of the boat and I'm like, what the hell is this? And there is a tiny little sticker on the bottom left corner of my cooler that says Hellabass 24. And I think at some point, maybe when he fished the tournament with Steph or either before the season, he stuck that there and that has lived there rent free all year. And I had no idea until right now. So do I have commitment issues? Maybe. But has Hellabass been in my boat all season?
But I mean, come on.
Another one. When are you going to drag Jamie Bruce onto the podcast? I think that's actually one we should add to our guest list. Jamie Bruce would be awesome. He's a good
total,
guy.
Total beauty, absolute hammer.
Yeah, another Canadian dude. We just have a lot of Canadian guests on, a lot. But yeah, there's a zillion questions, but we'll move on from that and get rolling on a bunch of other stuff so that more people aren't asking about Sobi. We can avoid that for a while. But yeah, we're gonna have a bunch of fun tonight, and I guess I don't know, Sobi, do you want to introduce our guest?
Absolutely. This is an exciting guest just because I don't know. That's why our podcast is cool. We really touch on folks in interviews from all spectrums of the outdoor world. It can be pro anglers to Canadian catch and cook dudes to ice fishermen to hardcore hunters, hardcore anglers, and this person is in a category of their own. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let us introduce Buddy Jaron. He is not only an outdoorsman, but a comedian, a social media phenom. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. And in the bottom right, he's got his name down there. And he's with Buddy Hayes.
Buddy Hayes right here, too.
Buddy Hayes, longtime trivia host of Pass the Barb with Jaron. So if you guys are not following Buddy J or Buddy Jaron, he's an absolute riot. And we're about to kind of deep dive on his life here.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, me and Hayes, we just pulled up to JV's house here, and we're just hanging out. We've been waiting for a little while to say hi to the boys, but we're finally in here. So Hayes,
they've been hanging behind the scenes for like 30 minutes.
Yeah,
I love it.
Hayes and I we were just talking about our game plan that we're gonna run. Where are we gonna go, to Antarctica or?
I don't know, buddy. I think west somewhere.
We're going out
We're just
west.
gonna go west, buddy.
We're gonna go west to catch fish. Apparently, there's a place in South Dakota that has a crappie or two.
Oh yeah, buddy.
One thing I love is
we're going on a twisted journey with no direction in sight.
Yeah.
These are two worlds colliding, two fish gypsies coming together, pointing in a direction.
Yeah, we got a truck and a boat and 2 fishing poles. That's all we need, huh?
Yeah.
I love it. Hazer, it's nice to see you back too. Someone had the audacity to ask in our Q&A when Hayes would be back for trivia, and I was like, hey, buddy, he was literally on the last episode.
People just don't pay any attention.
Yeah. I know, right?
Yeah.
So I have a question for Hayes out the gate. So you're at the St. Paul Ice Show, 4 beers in, not 5, just 4. You get in an elevator, and the CEO of the whole outdoor industry stands in there and he goes, hey, weren't you just hanging out with that Jaron guy?
Wait, who said that?
How would you describe Buddy Jaron in your own words, 4 beers deep in an elevator?
Oh, this is a practical situation.
How would I describe Buddy Jaron?
I couldn't tell for sure if we were talking about something that actually happened or not.
No. Give the Buddy
This
Jaron.
actually could have happened.
Go.
I think, oh, shit.
Go. Ready, set, go. Come on.
I can't take him seriously, you know? So, like, let's see. Well, I can, but...
Hayes Baldwin, my name is Johnny Morris. Don't you know that Buddy Jaron guy? Well,
Johnny
describe
Morris
him.
in the elevator.
Johnny Morris at the ice show?
Well, he's been known to frequent it. Yeah.
I would say that he is an energetic young man with
really good at fishing, though. Right?
really actually a hammer of an angler. Big hook set, big swings on him, slack line.
Yeah.
They like to call
Slack
it that.
line it. Yeah.
Slack,
Yeah.
something like that.
But it's something that I've been working on too. That's the thing, Hayes. So don't give me too much credit right off the bat, okay?
Exactly right.
All right.
I like it. To Johnny, I like it.
So how did Buddy Jaron, how did you, Hayes, and Sobi all meet? When did this whole thing all get
When
happening?
did you meet Sobi, buddy? Wait, did you meet Sobi for the first time in Wisconsin?
No, I met Hayes. I met Hayes first,
Yeah.
and Hayes and I
Going
go.
on a bender
Hayes and I go way back to last year,
Way back.
and we
Just
caught,
like you and Stolski, right, Hayes?
we caught
Way back.
110 We caught 110 of them in 6 hours
True story,
on
dude.
Mille Lacs Lakes,
These and I do go way back.
and with a jig and a minnow and live scope, and that's all it took too. Sometimes that's all it takes, but
Couple hook sets.
we hit it off nice and well, and then ended up having. How did it go then? Hayes must have came to win at Wisconsin, I think, with Sam Sobi,
Oh yeah.
and then Sam was up north, and Hayes was up north, and then I think that's when probably I came up there and fished for the first time in the river with my waders on.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
Oh, we were in the river, so you recall?
It was ice cold. Buddy Hayes did not have insulated waders, and his McNuggets were really cold.
Yeah.
And Jaron and I were just having a great time.
Yeah, we were. It was fun, and we caught a lot of walleyes too, and carp.
But I feel like I met you when you were really young, potentially at a meetup.
Yeah, we met at St. Paul show.
I think years ago, and then again.
Was that at the Frostbite meetup?
No, it was in Clam.
It was in Clam. Maybe
it was in Clam. But Frostbite was because the only time I was in last year was my first time in the Frostbite booth.
Oh, I remember. I've got a picture with you, and you are young. You are young.
Yeah, it was a few years back. It was, and then but I don't know how Hayes and we just connected over social media.
Definitely.
And then we happened to just fish together. That's how we started. Okay. I think.
Well, do a quick background on who got you into fishing, Jaron. When you first downloaded social media, and then when did you
Where
first
are you
start
from,
playing?
Wisconsin.
Where's this kid even from?
Yeah. Are you from Wisconsin?
Yeah. I grew up,
this explains so much more.
Or like, you know what Lake Boygan is?
Oh yeah. That explains a lot.
I grew up through honestly, that's where I learned how to catch a walleye. I still don't really know how, but
do you frequent the east side of Winnebago?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, all right.
East side of Winnebago. Yeah.
East side.
Yeah. So I kind of fished my whole life, and then got to about sophomore, junior year of high school, and I started making YouTube videos just for fun. And then senior year of high school, I started TikTok, and then TikTok was like my first app that did good for me. And I started posting. I would say I would start off my skits by "It's your buddy Jaron from Wisconsin here," and so I started to do that. Those started to get views, and I was just making like Wisconsin content though, and so it kind of hit well locally. And then people started to just like refer to me as Buddy Jaron. So then I just grew the brand around Buddy. So I did TikToks for my whole senior year of high school, hit 100,000, 150,000. And then like I kind of lost interest in TikTok and moved my efforts more towards Instagram the past year. Because I just had more, I started to get more engagement on Instagram, and for me, Instagram was better. So then I basically quit I quit TikTok, went all in Instagram. And then I've just been growing Instagram for like the last year. And then I hit 100,000 this past June, and then it's growing still for right now. So
I was gonna say you're almost at 200 right now, aren't you?
Yeah. So TikTok started it though. I would say TikTok's kind of where I don't know. It's the personality, like the characters change over time, but it's the same like comedy driven. You know what I mean? It's the same, like that's where I kind of got the act was on TikTok. And then I just carried it over to Instagram is what I did pretty much. And I think because I had like 10,000 on Instagram or 12,000 for the longest time, just mainly followers from TikTok, I think. But then I just dove straight into Instagram Reels, and then I blew it up from there. So Instagram Reels were really like my best friend. But I remember, like, this is kind of funny, but I remember like when I first started to post feed posts on Instagram, and I remember like I was having in feed posts get reach, and it sounds funny, but like I remember the first one that got 1,000 likes, and it was just like an ice fishing one with me holding a bluegill. So then I started to like use the quotes I was saying on TikTok, like I would do rhymes and stuff. I would take those quotes and I would use them as my captions on Instagram under like just normal ice fishing pictures with hashtag ice fishing. So then I got in like the ice fishing algorithm on Instagram, and then I just carried that into Reels the following summer, and it just took off from there. That was kind of like the story. And then YouTube's just kind of been like my once in a while. I post, here and there and try to get some subscribers over there from Instagram. But I mean, YouTube's kind of my focus for this coming winter. But
before that, are you self-taught in editing and videography? Because you have some industry experience as being a cameraman and an editor. Because I think you, instead of going to college, didn't you worked as a videographer and an editor, kind of in the outdoor industry?
Yeah. So I got my first TV show job. I filmed my first TV show on my 17th birthday with Tyler and Sarah Trampy, Sports Journal TV in Minnesota. And then I worked for them. I worked for them for about a year, ran their social media, learned how to, I've learned how to film, didn't edit for them. I was going to, and then I got a job with Larry Smith Outdoors, worked for him like 2 weeks out of high school, I got hired by him. So then I was his like a full-time producer for him for like a year and a half. So then I learned Premiere Pro and everything. And I did a lot of sponsor stuff for him, a lot of traveling, a lot of filming. So I kind of got like, it's weird because that's where I learned how to like put together a video in my mind, you know, like get all the shots I needed and then like,
like tell a story.
Yeah, like the storytelling aspect. But then it's weird because it's a cool skill to have, but my content's so different, so I don't even use that skill much because it's what I do is so like off the wall. It's like just funny acting stuff, you know. So I've kind of went from making like, you know, the professional style video more to just like just off the wall. You know what I mean? Like that's the style that I see being more long term for me. So
but no, when did you stumble into that? Like when were you like? Because I'm assuming you wanted to do just like, or correct me if I'm wrong. Were you wanted to do just like a regular fishing show or YouTube channel like Perrick or Sobi or anything like that, and then all of a sudden you stumbled into the comedy side and like when did you figure that out?
I think I really, you know, it's hard like looking back because I would say it's been about a 3-year journey, and each year has been like a different segment. Like, you know, because TikTok was, when I look at my old TikToks, I cringe because I'd never post what I posted on TikTok 2 years ago. But at the time, it was working, and like I guess I was younger maybe, and it seemed, the videos seemed good to me, so I was posting them. But like, I think my humor's changed is what it is. I think that's how I need to word it. Like the humor is more, it's a deeper humor. Like you have to kind of watch the video twice sometimes to understand like the actual humor in it. Whereas the TikToks when I was younger were just like off the wall. Like the crazier I could make them, the better they were for me. But now it's more of like a, I think about it humor type deal. Like I'll think of this skit, you know what I mean? Like I don't all, a lot of them are off the wall still, but once in a while I find myself like being more strategic with it instead of just like being crazy in the videos, you know? But I would say when I like stumbled into it was I started doing these fishing like girls like comparisons on Instagram. That's when they first started to take off. Like I think that was my first one with 1 million. It was last summer. And I started doing a few of those skits. And I think just naturally as a person I've changed and the humor's changed with it. So I don't know if there was like a certain day that I was like, okay, I'm switching to this style of content. It was just kind of like a gradual transition over the past few years from TikTok to Instagram. And I've noticed that there's just, I see a space in the outdoors video world that is kind of open and that's being just like loose, you know, relatable, because I think of when I go out fishing with my buddies, like we're not professional, you know what I mean? We're just kind of goof off, screw off. So I just do that in my content. It seems to do well just because that's real, you know, it's like real life. I think that's when I really started to realize like this is the direction I want to go in, just because it's long term, you know what I mean? And the cool thing about it is that like it's just changing with me as I go. It's just kind of like adapts, it follows, you know. So
yeah, for sure. So I guess being from my side, like starting to film and make videos and stuff, I guess at first it's weird being in front of a camera and being authentic in you. Then like we're just telling a story or teaching fishing or whatever. Was it ever uncomfortable for you, or being like, okay, I'm going to go do this comedy stuff and really throw myself out there? And like, how did you like get over that edge? You know what I mean? Or was that a thing that never was even in your mind? You know what I mean?
I'll be the honest truth is I had done, I've done musicals my whole life throughout school.
Yeah. Okay.
I acted, I did musicals. So like, hey, shut up, dude. This is serious topic.
Yeah, no, this is legit. I can believe that.
Yeah. So I did these musicals.
I can hear Hayes in the background losing it.
Hey, come on. Take your little shit, okay?
Bringing back flashbacks of Buddy Jaron here singing as Troy Bolton in the High School Musical.
What was the first musical that you did?
So music, I did. Okay, dude, you can't. Okay, but here's the problem with it too. That's the thing. All right. Just listen to for 1 second while I explain myself. All right, so I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 musicals, I think. And dude,
the first
hey, so Sobi was in a couple in high
I can't
school.
tell if this is the bit or if it's real.
I know that's why that's good. Okay, but no, this is real. This is real. I've done 9 musicals, and so the part about being not, I don't know how to say it, because like the videos I do it's obviously a little bit of acting. You know what I mean? Like it's not just
100%. Yeah,
it's acting, it's a character. So I would say being comfortable in front of people while acting came from the musicals, I think. Sure. But I don't think there was ever I don't think I was ever filming myself and like it was awkward. I don't know, it kind of just was natural, you know. I just kind of did my little thing.
I still want to know, what was the first musical you were in? Do you remember the
seriously
story?
don't remember. The problem is I did okay, it was 8 musicals. I did 3 we did these big church ones. We had this rich lady at church rented out like these big auditoriums and everything, and we would do, so I did 3. So it was probably a church one, but I don't know what it was called. Then I did 3 in middle school and 2 in high school.
Passion of the Christ.
Probably something like
West Side Story.
What was what?
the Passion of the
Passion of the
what-
Christ. You know,
Sobi,
they
what
hung him up
musical
there
were you
like
in
this.
high
It was
school?
the whole thing.
Sobi was in one too.
I was,
you
yeah,
what?
yeah.
Actually, Sobi.
Dude,
Yeah.
they had my character. They are. They
We
had
had-
a lot of character.
We had one good high school buddy of ours who was in a bunch of musicals, and he was on the baseball team with us. And like right during the time of baseball tryouts, my senior year, me and one of my good pals, I forget what we lost. We lost a huge overarching bet to our one buddy, and the punishment was we had to try out for the play. And it wasn't a musical. It was a play. It was a comedy. And we tried out, and me and my pal got parts. So then we did it. We straight up did it. And it was a blast. It was a good time. And it was nerve-wracking on stage, no doubt. Cause like, you know, we'd never been in something like that, but it was a good time and it was fun.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. Like I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and I owe a lot to that, I think. I mean, it sounds silly, but it's like to get up in front of 500-600 people and perform, like that adds a lot of character. And
I think that adds way more character than filming a video necessarily on your phone. Like standing in front of a ton of people where you know if you screw up, like that's a lot of anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Memorizing lines,
and singing and dancing.
Singing and dancing would be like a lot of anxiety, dude. I would not sing in front of anyone.
Jaron, can we start?
I would pay top dollar to watch Buddy.
All right, here's an idea for you, buddy Jaron.
Holy shit!
You need to start a fishing series with your Instagram. Once a week, you sing a tune. You post a reel, and it will smash. It will smash.
Like sing. You're saying like write my own song?
Oh yeah.
You could, or do renditions. Like I'm
we
talking
can do
Hayes
renditions,
driving, and you guys are.
Yeah.
I've thought about doing some
$3,000 a week.
I haven't got around to actually doing it, but that'd be something to do for sure. Something new to try. I'm always up for something new to try. That's the thing about it, right, Hayes?
Oh yeah, about it.
Yeah.
So even though you're a lot younger than us and a lot younger than a lot of folks in big marketing spaces.
How old are you, buddy Jaron? Or do you hide that from everybody?
20.
He's 20.
20.
I feel like even though you're younger than a lot of folks that work at marketing firms in the outdoor industry, you've got a really wicked good scope on social media in general. And like you've seen it in your career. It's changed so fast. You were really into TikTok when you were a senior and that was blowing up, popping off. You transition to here. What do you think the next 5 years in social media looks like from the outdoor standpoint or not outdoor standpoint?
I think in the outdoor standpoint, you'll see another group come together for sure somewhere. Like, I think we're going to see
like the Guggen
another Guggen style something, but I don't know for sure who it'll be, when it'll be, where it'll be, but something will come together because I think right now what we're just like, for the most part, everyone kind of just doing their own thing right now. And I think to like grow the next big thing, you kind of have to pull together a group. But it's just like, who's gonna do it? But I don't from a general standpoint, like social media. I think
short video.
I don't know. Yeah, obviously, it's an old topic, but attention span, is.
Oh yeah.
I think we'll continue to see TV slow down and everything goes streaming YouTube, but I think short form is really going to take over, and there's going to be new features within apps probably that promote short form even more, just because I think I mean, that's just a wild guess, but I would say that apps are doing better with holding people longer on short form than just like long form. You know what I mean? So obviously they're going to do whatever's making them the most money. I think it's interesting to look at TikTok because you see TikTok start out, it's dances, music, whatever. Yeah. And then it switches into like, there were some TikTok groups. Actually, it's funny. We just talked about this because just last week which I got to say in the last week, dude, where I have traveled because it's absolutely insane.
Yeah. I wanted to get to that too.
Unbelievable. But I ended up this past week, I went to Nashville and I was with Cade McGuire and Cowboy Creesh and like Taylor Holder. I don't know if you guys have heard any of them guys, but they were like, during the COVID era, remember there was like that cowboy group of TikTokers. There's always like those cowboys doing stuff together.
I will be the old man who said I never got onto TikTok and I still haven't.
Okay. Really? You're not on there at all?
Nope.
Well, so basically what it is this group of people formed. There was a few girls in it. And they're friends with like Bailey Zimmerman, the Nashville artists. They all live in Nashville. They had a content house in LA for a bit, but they just hopped on TikTok right away. And obviously COVID was when TikTok popped off for really, really hot. But it's interesting to look at TikTok because it's changed so much. And then they opened the shop feature, and it's like TikTok's not even the same anymore. It's like a freaking Amazon store. You know what I mean? You go on there and it's plastic lamps and ladybug. Like, it's just like, this isn't a video platform. They're just trying to sell stuff. So I don't know.
That's where Instagram Reels have kind of gone now. It's like taken over more of what TikTok was.
Yeah, I think so. But Instagram, I would say, as far as like money wise, Instagram is the most behind. Like Instagram is, and it's weird because it's owned by Meta, and Facebook is very money driven. But like Instagram's just weird. Instagram's unique still, and I love Instagram. I don't know. I just feel like an Instagram audience it's very engaged because Instagram is one of them apps that people can check into 18 times a day, check stories, flick through 10 posts, maybe DM someone a post they found. I feel like Instagram is it's the quiet engagement app. TikTok, you got to have sound. So people are always, they're either, in their room, like you can't just open TikTok and play through it in public, but Instagram.
You can if you're Matt Waldron.
Okay, well, some people.
Hey, you know exactly what is JB laughing in the background? He knows exactly what I'm saying.
Shout out JB.
Yeah, shout out JB.
But overall, I think Instagram's just like Instagram's the quickest app. It's the tap in for 2 minutes and back out. So I think Instagram's, in my opinion, that's why I've been really trying on Instagram, the last year.
Have you played around with Facebook much? I don't even know what you have for Facebook.
I've tried a few times, but I don't know. I don't know. I hear a lot of people having success with it, but I just find myself going through Instagram Reels more than anything right now. Like, I don't really go to Facebook and look at Reels, but people do, I guess, because some people are doing good with it, but I don't know. I haven't looked into it. There's more things to look into it. And like TikTok actually is promoting their 1 minute plus. I learned a lot of this stuff when I was with the guys in Nashville last week, but like TikTok is really promoting 1+ minute videos right now. Like, for whatever reason, that's the only, the only way you can be in like the TikTok partner program now is if you're posting over 1 minute videos. They don't pay for anything under a minute anymore. So that's the other thing is like all these apps are always changing their, like the way they work. And I don't know what it'll look like in 5 years, but I think TikTok will be the most changed. Whatever they go into next, I'm not sure, but It's a lot in the last 5 years, that's for sure.
What's your thoughts on Twitch or live streaming in general? Do you know anything about that space?
No.
That's a space that we're not well versed in. Like,
Yeah,
that's a whole different world. You don't know anything about Twitch?
I don't know. I have no idea. I've thought about what it would be like to start a Twitch account and do fishing live streams, and they are literally raw. You start them when you leave your driveway or house.
Yeah.
And if you don't catch any fish, because the people that watch live streams are crazy. Like they'll sit there for 4 hours.
Right.
So if you just went to the lake and everything was live streamed, you were a Twitch streamer fisherman. I've thought about that idea, but I just haven't done it really. But that could be the next thing. I don't know. Like you tune in, like, okay, going fishing at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning.
You'd have to be entertaining though, dude.
Oh, you'd have to, you'd have to always
put on a fucking.
But I mean, if you watch like Jinxie or something, like they're not, if they're streaming, they'll go a minute without saying something. They'll just be walking into a store. You know, that could be you launching the boat. Like, you don't always have to be saying something, but I mean,
fucking stinky fuck.
But I don't know. I think streaming could be something to look into, but I don't know much about it.
Stolski, Hahner, what do you think of all this?
Man, a lot of this is over my head, man.
Well, just from you guys, what do you guys indulge in?
We got the trout stream fishermen and the Muskie Sims Pro right now that are just like, what is going on right now?
When you go on your phone, what do you like to enjoy? Do you enjoy just scrolling, looking at pictures? Do you guys like short form? Do you like IG Reels? Do you like TikTok? Like, what are you viewing?
I don't know. I live such an isolated life. I just I really do. I mean, I'm in the middle of nowhere, you know.
We've talked about Bill's mule more than anything. It's his buddy.
But I do. I my attention span is fairly short, so I really won't watch anything for more than a minute or two. Besides, like the Yeti stuff and the stuff Sims puts out, like those big long form things. But other than that, I can't. Like I won't. I like what Jaron was saying about like TikTok and the 1 minute plus. Like I just can't sit through something that long. Instagram Reels is nice because it's quick, you know. So that's my take on it. I mean, if I'm gonna watch something long, I want it to be like a well produced sort of film, you know, not a minute and a half like a long TikTok, you know. So, but I don't know. I mean, I'm in a different sort of demographic, I think, than most of the viewers.
What about you, Cody?
I don't know. I think the platform that you're using is really personal preference. Like, it seems like I was kind of talking about this the other day, like Facebook being used for family stuff, and probably an older demographic is still connected to Facebook. And I don't know. It's your attention span, like Will was saying. And what app do you gravitate towards is personal preference, really. Like, I don't look at TikTok at all. It's not because there aren't videos that would pique my interest. It's just I go to Instagram all the time. Yeah. I don't really have an answer to that, but I think it really is older demographic. It seems like Facebook is still king. A lot more buying power on Facebook. But it's all relative. I think there's consumers wherever you go. It's just what you tap into.
It's so funny too. Like, okay, so I was at this wedding this weekend, and one of my buddies, Ross, he deleted all of his social media like a year ago or maybe 2 years ago. He doesn't have anything, no social media. But what is he doing?
Is he a reset human?
No, but like, what is he doing when he's on his phone? He's on YouTube, and YouTube has these like short things now.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Oh, he found it somehow. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like at some point you are going to be like sucked into the scrolling, like, you know, and I'm watching, he's on it for like 30 minutes, you know.
It's going through YouTube shorts.
Yes, exactly. So I'm like, one way or another, you're going to find your little thing, even if you deleted all your social media. Like, I mean, there's some sort of avenue that's going to reach you, you know.
What about Snapchat? Do you guys hit up Snapchat and click on like the news or little different things that'll pop up, dude? I'll find myself on Snapchat sometimes.
Yeah, I'll get on Daily Mail sometimes, try to keep up with the Kardashians, you know.
Or it'll be suggested to me. I'm not even like following these people, but I'll just like, I could
It's always smoking hot chicks on mine. So
yeah.
Okay.
Like the best, like just insane.
Dude, the one thing I learned this past week with those people, Snapchat is paying disgusting amounts of money.
Mm-hmm.
Like these chicks, I'm not even kidding you right now. These girls, like, this is real shit, and I'm just blown away. I'm still blown away by it. Like, these girls can post 5, 6, 7 pictures a day on their Snapchat story, and they're making like 20-25 grand
a month.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
A day.
No,
In the wrong line of work.
I'm not kidding.
no.
I'll be the biggest social
Girls,
media.
chicks with 1 million plus subscribe, 500,000 million, whatever you got on Snapchat. If they're getting like, I had these numbers down last week, but the girls that are posting, the ones we're probably all talking about, they're literally getting 20, 25, 30 grand a day. It's unbelievable.
That's interesting because like all your old school, like big time YouTube vloggers, like I've watched them all transfer over to Snapchat and stuff. And they came from Vine originally, then they went to YouTube, and then from YouTube they played on TikTok a little bit, then they all landed on Snapchat. Like David Dobrik's, Corinna Comps, stuff like that.
It's the biggest social media, right?
They're Snapchat creators, and that's it. They post on Snapchat. That's all they do.
Don't you think Snapchat is the biggest social media, though?
100%. And it's growing. Snapchat's like, Snapchat is not going anywhere.
Wow.
And they're only gonna expand. I bet you'll see Snapchat. Obviously, they're starting with their spotlight, but you're gonna see Snapchat dive into short video now shortly.
Oh yeah.
But Snapchat is like the Snapchat's loaded for some reason. Like the money they are paying out it's just sick.
Who knew?
I don't know.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that is crazy. It changes so fast, and it's so interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. I was just dumbfounded when I found out like how much these chicks are making, and that they just they wake up and they're like, I don't want to post today. They just miss out on 15, 20 grand, whatever. Like all you gotta do is literally you just go boop boop 15 grand. Like why would you do that every day? But they're making so much money, they don't do anything. They don't have to. They all live in Nashville or LA, and they just freaking post on Snapchat 8 times a day, and they're good.
Okay.
OnlyFans.
It's weird. And it's actually kind of like, I don't know. That's kind of scary. Like millionaire, like now we have multi-millionaires that are millionaires because they're posting not videos, not creating anything. They're just posting pictures of their salad, their dog, their car, and a picture of them in the mirror for their
but I almost think like I see it in the sense of like, you know, it's just a form of our minds are, as consumers of media, our minds travel so fast. We pick up information so quick. And now that we've been engaged with short form content for 3 or 4 years, like we come to a conclusion so fast, we don't need it shown. So opposed to them vlogging before, where they maybe did a couple clips and it took them 8 seconds to make their salad. Boom, they post one picture of it, and our mind just put it together. Like, oh, they're getting a salad. They're doing this. Then flip to the next, Maybe a video of them doing something. You guys have been on Snapchat too, where maybe it's a video of one of those creators, and you almost like flip past it. It's not fast enough. At least that's where I find myself. And it's like people are just, our brains are wired now. I feel like we want the answer, and we want to see what you're doing or what's happening, and we want it faster and faster. And I think Snapchat has just found the fastest way to do it. Where if they do post a Snapchat when they wake up to when they go to bed, it's almost like you saw a vlog of their whole entire day in 15 seconds, and it's just faster form without editing.
And what it is, because I literally lived with them for 3 days. They'll take pictures throughout the day of 15, 20 things, whatever we're doing during the day. They'll sit on the couch around 5, 6 p.m. in the evening. They'll post all 20 pictures, and then they'll post their their thumbnail, which is the last picture you post on your story, on your public story, is the picture that shows on your story. So like they'll post a picture of a car crash or maybe like a bad a broken elbow, so it's like clickbait, and then they click that, and then they have to click all the way through all the pictures just to get to that one picture.
How big do you have to be before you can start doing that, Jaron? Did you ask them like how many people you need to acquire?
Yeah, you gotta get. It depends when you get verified. So if you have connections with Snapchat, it's quicker, but which they all have connections with Snapchat, so they're helping me get it started with it. But like you need between 15 and 20,000 subscribers on Snapchat. Then you have to get verified Then you have to get 25 million views.
How do you subscribe on
Then
Snapchat?
you have to get 25 million views in 28 days.
Wow.
Jesus.
Which is like incredible. But the thing is, if you're getting like 30,000 click-throughs in a story, because each story viewed is a view. Like if you have 30 slides up and a person clicks through 30 times, that's 30 views. It's not just one person, so each slide you post adds up. So like the other day I posted.
So you get 1,000 people to watch 30 views, it's 30,000 views.
Right.
Yes.
So in a video is the same. If you post a video and it's, Snapchat like divides the video into, like how many second segments, like it splits it up.
Yeah.
Each one they watch through is a view. So if your video is 30 seconds long and you have 6 segments, view, and then that adds 6 views and then it just piles up. So it's 25 million total views in a month is what you have to get. Then you get into the program or whatever they call it. But
Dang.
It's actually pretty hard. Like you have to collab with other Snapchat creators. And like I was with Caden McGuire. He has like 490,000 followers or something on Snapchat.
On Snapchat. Wow.
Yeah. Like Snapchat's this thing. Like he just fishes and posts Snapchat. I'm like, dude, that's crazy. This is like,
but he's harbored a full audience of fishing folks. Like, is that?
No. He just likes to fish. He just does whatever he wants. Like he just, because he has like 3 million on TikTok or something.
Sure, that's how he got his original start.
Yeah, and he has like 100,000 on YouTube too, but he doesn't post on YouTube. But none of them guys do because they don't have to.
Yeah,
they make a bag from Snapchat. They don't have to touch it, YouTube or Instagram or anything.
Why would they? Yeah,
they don't have to. Yeah, so they all just it's a weird life. It was weird to see it. Like it's actually real, and they the more crazy things they do, they'll all go to like Taylor Holder's. Yeah, have you guys heard of Taylor Holder?
Yeah.
Sam, no. Like he was like one of the first guys. I think he was in the Hype House in LA. He's friends with Justin Bieber.
Okay.
Taylor Holder's like very big, but he has a house in Nashville, and so all these guys will go hang out at Taylor's house, and they'll ride dirt bikes and crash stuff and break stuff, and then that make Snapchat content. So they're all just making Snapchat.
Oh, it's like old school David Dobrik vlogs. Like they just all go to David's house and dick around.
But the thing is about it that I've learned is Snapchat's like the secret still. Like you can't just look up on the internet about like creating content on Snapchat. Like I had to hang out with actual Snapchat people to find out all this stuff. So it's kind of weird that it's almost hidden yet. Like it's a hidden gem, and I don't know. It's quiet still. It's interesting. It was cool to learn about. Like I think it's the up and coming app.
I think so too. Dang, it's interesting.
Yeah, Sobi and I talked about that the other day.
It's just a grind. Crazy. It's a grind to get to the point where it's like
the new Instagram or the new. I mean,
I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I guess because right now they just have the spotlight feed, which is like really weird. The algorithm's very odd. Like you can post and get 29 views or 463,000. It's like what? But I don't know. I think it'll evolve. It'll change, and I think it'll take over.
I still kind of look at it though, Sobi, and just be like, okay, like that almost makes sense then where you see YouTube, like we've talked about. It seems like on YouTube now, you need to be making a video over 45 minutes for YouTube to be like, yeah, I'm going to push that. And they're not focusing as much on that short stuff from what we've seen.
Well, just because they have YouTube Shorts too, where that's like they'll put their short energy there, and And I also think like I think it's to a certain extent kind of like what Cody said, like it's all relevant and it's all your flavor, because at the same token, podcasts are popping off too, and that's like the most slow, long form deal ever. You know what I mean? Podcasts are still as relevant as ever, and that's the complete opposite of Snapchat or TikTok or IG Reels. So it's just, but as consumers of media, which we're just ultimate consumers of media, it's all like what you're in the mood for. Am I on a car drive? Do I want a podcast? Am I just doing this? Am I cleaning the garage? Do I want a podcast on? Am I sitting down do I have 2 minutes between this and when I have to leave? Okay, then I can IG Reel. It's all, there's almost just content tailored to every open need we have in our life. So I don't think there's necessarily one that's completely better than another, but it's all about,
like Hahner said, I think it's just whatever fits your fancy. Like whatever you want to do, whatever you want to put your effort into. There's obviously, Snapchat, maybe he's wanting to pay a bunch of content creators to be there, but it's like Sobi, you and I talked about when TikTok first started. I couldn't muster the energy to be like, yeah, I want to do that. I'm like, I want to make long form content. I don't know if I can focus my energy just on doing short form all day, every day. So
but it'd be way easier.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it could be.
Maybe not. Maybe
not, because you're constantly having to think of different things, right? Rather than just focusing on one giant goal, which is a long form content piece, So it's just different, and it's cool to see. I guess it's cool to see like Jaron with everything he's done. Like I remember, I think we probably met in an ice show or something over time.
I've never met you.
Really? We hadn't ran into it.
You're
I
not
thought
that
we ran
famous,
into each
Adam.
other.
I've never met you.
I thought we talked at the Frostbite booth last year when Perrick was there.
Did we?
Weren't you at the Frostbite booth?
Yeah. Did we talk? We met?
Yeah, because I went and said hi to Perrick.
No, seriously. You came up.
Then I mean, maybe not. I could be wrong there, but like I would have never then connected the dots to, oh, I know you till this summer, seeing your
fucking
Instagram reels, and I was like, I don't know who this kid is, but this is hilarious. And then Sobi's like, oh, that's Buddy Jaron. You don't know him? And I'm like, I guess not. I don't know. And then he talked about the frostbite thing and stuff, and I'm like, maybe I've actually met him.
Yeah.
Oh man,
we might have. That smells like shit.
Oh.
But
God.
what were
well, I was gonna ask, so where have you all been in the last week or so? What have all your travels been? Because you were up in the UP for what, all summer and shit, or what?
Yeah, so I was on Drummond Island from the end of April until the beginning of October, but I was just helping at a bait shop there. We started a food business and stuff. And I was just fishing, making videos. I had a little cabin on the water. It was a cool spot. But then this last week I left the island the beginning of October. Went on a road trip with my girlfriend from Michigan to Wisconsin, back to Michigan. I drove from Michigan to Maine. It was 18 hours.
And Maine's sick.
Maine's sick. That was my 5th time in Maine. I love Maine, dude. Every time
Maine is unreal. I will go back whenever I can. That's amazing.
Yeah. Then when we made a trip, so then we met with John B, Grant Langmore, Caleb, John's camera guy, and then my buddy Devin, who lives there. And we all went up to Van Buren, Maine, which is on the border of New Brunswick, and we fished the St. John's River for muskies and smallmouth. We did that for like 3 days. Drove back down to Bangor, Southern Maine. And then I got a call that morning that Caden wanted me to fish this tournament on Gunnersville. So I booked a ticket, drove to Boston at midnight, got there at 4 a.m., caught the flight to Nashville. He picked me up. We drove straight to Alabama, started practice fishing. And then we fished for 2 days. Tournament was Saturday, flew back we went back to Nashville, flew back Sunday night to Boston, drove 14 hours back straight to Michigan. And then I drove 11 hours today back to Minnesota. So it has been 3 weeks, and I took a $25 shower in New York State somewhere in there.
I do remember seeing that. How do you approach that? You just walk into the hotel, you're like, how much do I got to pay for a shower?
Yeah,
I've never pulled that one off.
On the way out, so I'm only 20 and I couldn't get a hotel room on the way out to Maine. So I stopped at 7 hotels and they all rejected me. I said, I'll pay you extra, just hold some cash for a deposit if you really think I'm going to screw your room up. And they couldn't do it. None of them could do it. So I finally found a Motel 6, and it was about 8 miles off the interstate. So it's 4:30 a.m. now. I was dead. I was driving for like 12 hours. So I pull off the interstate. I'm driving through. I almost hit a deer. I was on these back roads curving through New York, like the Adirondack Mountains, like Syracuse, New York. And I freaking got to this hotel, and it was like this, like the lights flickering and shit.
You're like, you'll take my money.
Yeah. On the sign, it said extended stays are welcome.
and you're like, welcome home.
I'm like, this is it right here. So I freaking I walk in there, and the lobby looked like an old pool room at like an old like it had those small tile floors, and it was wide open with a couple old lamps in the corners.
Yeah.
So I get up there, there's no one at the desk, so I ring the doorbell or thing, and he comes over the speaker. He's like, I'll be right there. So he comes down, He goes, it'll be $90 with tax. I said, I'm 20 years old. Can you still do it? He said, yes, I'll do it. So he said $90 with tax. So I go back up to my truck. I grabbed a $100 bill. I'm walking in the lobby and I'm kind of dangling it like this. Okay. And I'm like, how much is the tax exactly? I said, would $100 cover it? And I shit you not, it was kind of just like a nice little grab. And he's like, yes, this is good. And he just put it on the counter, barked it off, gave me a card, and I slept with my pocket knife under my pillow. Well, checkout was at 11 a.m. So I woke up and it was 11:09. I'm like, shit, I didn't want to get charged extra. So I grabbed all my stuff, like I just grabbed it all and I just ran straight out the door and never saw anyone. I don't know what city it was, what hotel it was, but I made it out. I got like 5 hours of sleep. So I finished my drive to John's place. And then I just slept for like 2 days straight. But on my way home, so I had to get an oil change in New York because I ran up like too many miles on it. So I had to get an oil change. I'm sitting there. I'm like, God, I got to shower. I feel like shit. So I'm scrolling through the hotels around. I called one. They wouldn't take my shower pitch. So I called the next one. And I'm like, I'm on a road trip right now. How much would you charge me for a shower? I said, I literally need a bathroom for 15 minutes. She's like, like you hear her thinking. She's like, $25. And I said, bingo, I'll be there in 5 minutes. So I went in there, threw $25 cash, walked in the room, showered, walked out. I don't really know what city that was either, but it was just like a journey. And I never realized how big New York State is. Holy crap. It takes I think it took like 8 hours just to get across New York State. And Niagara Falls is like the most hood city ever. Really. I kid you not. This is a true story. I pulled into a gas station at 2 a.m. before I kept driving, and I had to get gas, but I didn't want to stand outside my truck, and I had to pee. And the doors were guarded by like 6 dudes that I didn't want to walk by. So my gas was pumping. I climbed in the back seat of my truck and cracked my back door open and pissed out the door in the parking lot, like right out of my truck. And then I climbed back up in the front seat. It was so cool. I felt amazing. And I kept driving. It was pretty hectic. Gunnersville never caught a bass. Not one.
How about that?
Never set
2 days.
3 days of 2.5 days of fishing. Never caught a fish.
Wow.
That's
a dirty South Fall grind.
But it was a frog only tournament. It was a Spro frog tournament.
Oh, why'd they have it that time of year?
I guess it always is, but it's like 298 boats. It's a big tournament.
Oh man.
But it's like 23 something still won it. So it wasn't a total bust. We just, I don't know, we suck.
But that travel regimen he just talked about made me think of you and AP back in the day.
Yeah,
I just was like, I have heard this. I have heard this exact same thing from Alex. And it was for years, just 24/7.
Dirty grind, just looking for a shower and a place to sit.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's electric though. Those are crazy travels. You're gonna
it was all alone too. That was the weirdest part. Like the whole time was alone, like just jamming music. Oh, and I got the worst knot in my back right now. My truck seats are junk. I can't sit there. It was horrible. Like I can't even, like I sit for about half hour now and I got shooting pains all the way down my nuts. It's crazy.
So I want to parlay this into, you do all that traveling and now you finally make it to Buddy Hayes. You finally make it to JB's homestead. Where do you guys go from here? And I want to hear from Hayes. I don't even know. What's on the route? What's on the agenda, if anything?
Well, we're going bass fishing tomorrow for sure. Largemouth.
Buckets.
My Bill Linder and I last week fished a lake a little about 30 minutes to the west of here and absolutely sacked like 65 largemouth. And this was like a 90-acre lake. And off these deep rocks, there was like 100. It was every fucking. We doubled 8 times on a football. It was the most wild fucking bass bite I think I may have ever experienced, especially around here. So we're gonna head back there tomorrow and fucking sore mouth some, I just want to set the hook, man.
Jaron, how much green bass fishing have you done? How much largie fishing have you done?
Like a total
this year, yeah. I know you grew up largemouth fishing and stuff like that and walleye fishing.
There's no walleyes there's no largemouth on Lake Huron where I was all summer, so none this summer. and then just Gunnersville, which sucks. So I haven't caught a largemouth.
And I'm going to say,
oh, that's awesome. Then
I got to say something very unpopular, but it's probably from being on Vermilion and just fucking with smallmouth all the time. You know, they're stealing bait. We're catching some nice ones. It's fine. But I'm way more interested at this point in catching largemouth. I don't know. It's just, I kind of got sick of the smallmouth. I mean,
yeah,
I hate to say it, but I'm just, and over the last 2 weeks, like we've caught a lot of 5+ pound large, like a lot of big largemouth. I caught a 6-pounder the other day. JB frickin' got a picture of it for me. But I mean,
what's the general fishing report? Where are you catching fish and how are you catching them?
What'd you say? Where?
No. What's the general fishing report? How are you?
He did say where, but don't say that
because
I
mean, like where? Like, are you still catching them deep because water temperatures are still pretty high? Or
it depends on the lake. It depends on the lake. We fished one a body of water that was kind of clear water, and there was a bunch of fish on trees and in reeds and stuff. And then like on this lake out west, the water clarity is about a foot and a half. And you know, I figured they'd be shallow too. And come to find out, we're going down the bank, and I'm spinning the fish, the cheater box around, you know, my live scope, and I could look out on these I see these boulders, these rocks, and I see like all these little like, I'm like, this can't be, like something's wrong here. And I casted the football jig out, and 4 of them came up to it
on live scope.
Oh yeah, on live scope, and one ate it while the jig was falling. And I set the hook. I'm like, oh shoot. And I spot locked the boat, and Bill and I went. I mean, it was like half an hour. We caught one. I mean, like every cast.
Dang,
it was unbelievable. And like 20-foot rocks, like post turnover as well. Like I was always taught on a lot of these more fertile eutrophic style lakes, if you have like the you know those like these like big long rocks, like really they're really essentially.
Oh, I know.
But like there's more bass on rock in late summer, right? And you get turnover, and so a lot of the fish return to like shallower water and stuff. But not out here, man. It's like every bass was on this freaking rock pile, and I mean, I hope and pray they still are, so I can freaking slackline a few tomorrow. But
yeah. I love it. And then where do you guys go from Minnesota? Are you leaving the state?
We might go to Brainerd. Last night I found some really big crappies right in Nisswa, some 13 to 15 inches, right in the town of Nisswa on a local fishery, right near 371, Highway 371. I might have given it all away there, but no more.
No loss.
But
I mean, I don't care, but
it was amazing. There was giant schools of 8 to 10 inch crappies. And the big crappies, everyone I caught, they were either individuals or 2 fish. And I just get within 20 feet of them on live scope and pitch that little jig and wrap in there, and up they come, throat goating that thing on the fall. You know what I mean? And I caught a number of them that were like 13 to 15 inches, like right. And I'm watching these cars drive by on the freaking highway. I was like, dang, this is insane. Like, these things are humongous, you know.
They got their eyes on you.
they probably saw me out there. I was the only boat, you know what I mean? But,
yeah, they know what you mean.
So I want to do that. I want to fish for walleyes. I did go to Mille Lacs yesterday and struggled. Very, very difficult. Casted at over 300 fish, and I caught 4 walleyes. And,
really?
I was there for shooting the MTT this weekend that Hunter Nitty won.
How hard was that tournament?
Yeah, it's very, very, very hard walleye bite out there unless you're Hunter Nitty.
Right, unless you, exactly.
So that dude's actually just like
he's a hammer.
Great
Talk
fisher.
About a wicked year for Hunter Nitty.
Yeah, Hunter's insane, dude.
He stole people's money this year.
Yeah,
it's just with he's just really good with live scope too.
Yeah, he's very good live scoper.
Wow. But there's what's happened on Mille Lacs, and I saw it yesterday. I launched in Garrison, and I was just fishing around the access. Was at Pikes Point right there. The schools of bait out there are incredible, man. I mean,
there's so much bait,
all the way from like 4 foot of water out to freaking 20, dude. It's just clouds of perch, and I mean, there's walleyes everywhere. But I mean, it's like trying to convince Buddy Jaron to eat something after he's been to the fucking Golden Corral. You know what I mean? And had 10 plates. It's like, you're not going to eat anything more. You know what I mean? It's like, it was hard, but I did catch the 4 I caught. It's a 27.5, a 26, a 23, and like an 18. So honestly, a couple of them were some of the bigger walleyes I've ever caught on Mille Lacs. They don't really get a whole lot bigger than 26, 27 out there, at least in the last few years.
Big
that
fish,
I fished
man,
it.
huh?
But Buddy and I went there last fall and just, oh my God, it was like the best. We literally caught 110 of them in like 6 hours. Right.
110.
Right in Garrison there.
We counted 2 on the counter.
And we had 5 tagged fish, 4 double tagged, and 1 single tagged fish in one day.
I'd like to extend our fan question that we previously answered, which like, what is our one realistic solo dream fishing, hunting, camping trip that's realistic to Hayes and Jaron? I'd like to see what they say to it. Adam, read the question again, if you got it.
Okay.
I would
you just said it.
I know, but I feel like I worded it not like they worded it.
Well, give me a second.
What about you, JB?
Yeah, what about JB? Get JB in the frame. This is why you need to come to YouTube. Shout out JB. JB, give us.
Sit here.
Are we going hunting or fishing?
Yeah. Give us one hunting report, JB. I know you're in the woods
do
this
either.
weekend. A quick JB hunting.
For hunting, it would absolutely be caribou hunting with the bow during the migration.
Unbelievable.
That'd be like up in like the Yukon. For fishing, I don't know, man. I think I need to like go catch an alligator gar.
In Texas?
I like it. I like
All right.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to just answer the fishing portion because I don't hunt much. But mine would probably be black marlin on the tip of South Africa, maybe. They get like 15
to do it. Yeah.
1,500 pounds or some shit. I don't even. Is that true, Will? I don't really know much
Yes,
about
of course it is. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Is there a bigger fish in the world that you could catch? I mean, is that the biggest fish in the world?
Well,
Unless you go salmon fishing with Bill.
Actually, I
you
recap.
won't catch one bigger than that. Sport fishing wise, yeah, that's a good spot to do it.
Insane.
The GT. Have you seen the GT? That's really it.
Yeah, GT is super high on my list.
GT's a bad boy, man.
That seems crazy.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, the Seychelles. That's where I'd go.
Yeah, GT's like where those are the first travel fishing YouTube videos I remember watching as John's.
Really?
Those things
You
were
need to go to the Seychelles
badass.
off the coast of Madagascar.
Is that where the GT are?
Well, there's yeah.
How about you?
How about you, Jaron?
Fishing.
Jaron.
I want to catch a Wells catfish.
Yeah, the wells. Yes.
Hunting.
Huge.
I don't know. I don't know what I would do for hunting. Really don't know.
Are you going to do any hunting this year or strictly fishing all the way to ice fishing?
I'm going back home after this week for like a few weeks. I'm going to hunt hard.
Deer hunting.
I'm going to try to kill a buck. And then I don't know for hunting. Like none of the African stuff interests me. I think just like a really good elk hunt with my bow would be cool.
Yeah, that would be wicked cool. I'm with you. I think I'd rather do elk hunting than go to Africa or something.
Elk hunting, like I don't know. I've gotten to do it twice with my dad in Colorado in the Rockies, and it's like there's just like no diff. It's just such a unique type of excitement. Hearing a bugle, it's just in your chest. You could feel it, and it's hard work, walking up and down the mountain. It's just a very rewarding hunt with your bow. Bow hunting.
I like it.
Incredible.
I love bow hunting.
Do you boys, Bill, Hahner, you got anything that's tickling your mind you boys want to bring up? That's an emphatic no.
No. It's been kind of quiet from the top right corner. I want to hear from both the top right corners in the middle center.
Well, I'll ask Jaron, so you said you're going to dive more into YouTube this winter. What are your plans? What do you got coming on? Is there anything you can talk about or you want to talk about, tell the people about to watch out for Buddy Jaron?
My honest plans, if you want to hear my honest plans, sleep on the ice as much as I can and make long videos with just sprinkling in Buddy Jaron shit. That's my plan. Like a long form version of Instagram, but ice fishing overnight videos.
On
I like it.
and you want to put them on Instagram or YouTube?
YouTube.
Or both?
Camping with Buddy J.
Well, I'll make short form stuff while I'm out there, but as far as the YouTube video goes, I want to make like hour-long camping video. Like not, I don't know. I'll find my rhythm, but
Your niche.
that's my idea with it right now.
Yeah, I like that.
But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. You know what I mean? I might get into like checkers and chess or something.
Did the golf content hit whenever you post that on Insta?
Golf content does hit, yeah. Golf content hits.
We got the. Guess what? We got the clubs.
They like the slides.
We got the clubs, and we're gonna hit maybe a local establishment out in South Dakota.
Yeah.
And play the links out there
in the Black Hills.
Yeah, dude. In the Black Hills.
Buddy J, you think you could beat Hayes in golf?
No. I don't know what you shoot.
You said, did you play in high school?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't even know what you shoot, though. We've never talked about golf.
Well, I don't think you should talk about it. I think you should just play for cash.
Yeah, I think you should just pay for cash, right?
I don't think you talk about it.
Well, I think
do you know anything about my pass in golf?
No.
No, and I don't.
Play for money. Leave it at that.
We're good. Yeah,
I just want to golf with Hayes. I don't want to know anything about it.
From the tips.
I just want to
hopefully that putt. Hopefully I'm sinking the lag putts, boys. Under 10 foot.
I'll shoot
all of it.
My
putter ought to get me in trouble.
My hope tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or my hope it would be
Drive for show, putt for dough.
All right. Well, Sobi, you got anything, or should we roll into a weigh-in?
I got one last question for Jaron, and then we will be rolling into a weigh-in. When we were doing fishing in Wisconsin, he was out there. We went to a local establishment, and we got some pizzas, and I saw his right hand and his index finger just like this, swiping, and now months later, I come to find he's found love and he's found a woman. What's the story with her? How did you meet this gal, and what's the background?
Yeah, dude, fucking reek. Well, so I'm on Drummond Island, running the cash register.
Dude. Oh my God.
And in walks this cute blonde girl. Ain't that bad? Wow. And I was way too pussy to ask anything to her, so I ended up talking to her dad for about 20 minutes. We talked about fishing and whatnot, and it was actually her dad said, because it was Sophie and her friend, and her dad was like, what are the chances that you take these girls out fishing, and show them around the lake a little bit? I'm like, okay. So
100%.
No, that's not how it went. I was like, yeah, that's cool. And my mind blanked out, and I never asked for their number, their name, nothing. I didn't know who they were. So I agreed to the offer, and I never concluded. So they walked out, and I had no idea who they were for 3 days.
You didn't ask their name?
No, I knew they were on the island. I knew where they were staying. I didn't know who they were, what their name was. I was like, I'm screwed. I'm never going to see this girl again. And then she ended up following me, not messaging me, just following me. And I happened to see the follow. It was the craziest shit. The way it happened was incredible, but I ended up seeing the follow, followed her back right away, messaged her. And then that's when I took her fishing that night and the next night. And
what did you catch?
We caught 2 walleyes. I brought walleyes back for her dad. So that kind of sealed the deal. And then walleyes were tough that week, but we caught a big sheephead, another walleye the next night, I think. And then they left, and I was heartbroken. But yeah, no, that was funny. It was the guy I was working with. His name's Bill. He owns the bait shop on the island. And way back in like May or even maybe April when I first got there, he's like, I got a feeling you're gonna find love in this bait shop. I was like, well, there's no way. There's no way. And sure shit, like July 7th, it happened. I was like,
well, did you ever think you may find love in S&W?
No, not a chance. You saw what frequented that.
crazy, dude. No, it was unbelievable. Who would thought I'd find it on a 30 by 30?
So where's she from? Where's she actually from? What's the name of it? It's a weird Wakanda. What's the name of the town?
Tawas, Michigan.
Tawas.
Right? It's right on Lake Huron. It's on the very east side of Michigan, right north of like Saginaw Bay. Cool spot, pretty city, pretty. It's like a tourist. Yeah, I love that city.
Yeah.
It's out West Michigan.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'd spent a lot of time downstate Michigan this past summer, and yeah, no,
Buddy found love, buddy.
yeah, somehow.
I like it. All right, let's get in the weigh-in. Let's do
All
it.
right.
What is this?
Oh,
Sobi, you want to explain a weigh-in to our fine guest?
No.
I told
you
him to
explain
be
it.
prepared.
You're better explaining this.
All right, so all we do, buddy, is we roll around. We each take a pick. It's a snake draft style, and we assemble a team based off of the topics that are selected. So this one is going to be the weigh-in of the worst Halloween candy. So we will go around. We will each select different candies. And since there's 5 people, this is good. This is going to get to the nitty gritty by the end of this. It needs to be stuff that people actually were given or were handed out. And yeah,
we'll candies is the category, so it can be any candy.
Worst Halloween candy, but it needs to be actually given to you or handed out. So you can't just pick a horrible candy. This has to be from a childhood memory.
Yeah, like when you were trick-or-treating as a kid and you went up there and you were like, damn it.
There's definitely certain things in that pumpkin.
And we need to pick a order. We could go off of the last one we did.
So should we do Buddy, Jay, and Hayes put their heads together to come up with the list? And
they can put their heads together.
Okay.
Who goes first?
That's what I'm looking to figure out right now. Just give me someone buy us time. Talk.
Jaron,
tell us a joke.
I can't wait for Hayes and I to go out in the boat too, and that's the thing. Because whenever Hayes and I get in the boat together, it's just incredible for many reasons too.
Yeah.
But as long as everything stays under control and all our clothes stay on, it should be a nice day out in the water.
Oh yeah,
right, Hayes?
That's right. Buddy.
What are we going for first in the morning?
Red Horse. I can't remember
Red
the
Horse?
name of them.
Suckers, they're out in Wisconsin too.
Yeah, dude.
I've caught them before. We should choose something else.
That or carp with corn.
Common
All right.
carp, great carp.
We got our order based off of our last weigh-in, which was most OG bass baits.
Oh, who did good in that one?
Most OG bass baits.
The winner was Sobi.
Yeah, off of stipulation that it was
Cody
the worst.
Hahner, Adam Bartuszczyk. That's so funny. God, I just remember getting a hard time for that, and then to come out on top.
That's why you won.
No, Sobi had the slug. Did you have the sluggo, Sobi? Or
The sluggo, yeah.
Hahner,
Folks, they are unaware
Hahner
of what that
took
was.
second. Easton took third. I took last.
You're welcome.
Sobi's fucking loving it. Dude.
Yep. So we'll go
I am
Sobi.
OG.
We will go Sobi first, Hahner second. Stolski, you'll take Easton's place. I will go fourth, and then our boys in the bottom will get the back-to-back at the end, which is one of the best to have, and then we'll roll back around. So everyone will get 4 picks.
Jaron,
I get one out the gate. First one.
Can we? No, we can't mute this shit.
Yeah, we can.
Can we mute quick?
All right, out the gate. I'm going to take it so nobody else can take it. Worst Halloween candy. It was handed out to me many times. Wasn't a fan of it then. Still not a huge fan of it now. Candy corn.
Oh, you motherfucker.
Candy corn. Pick number 1.
This is going to be a hard draft. This is going to be challenging.
This is going to be very tough.
Yeah, this is going to okay.
Candy's good.
Whatever.
Candy's great.
That's what I mean. It's hard to pick a bad one. So,
Yeah.
Number 2, go ahead. Who is
Hahner.
Hang on.
He's looking for us. What does he do?
No outside references?
He's cheating.
We'll protest this.
Oh, he's looking in the pillowcase. See what he got.
You know what the best is of all time? A Reese's peanut butter cup. Oh, fuck.
Well, of course. I mean, what Reese's Pieces, perhaps. You know?
He's thinking, which one will I hand out to the folks with the shittiest costume?
That's nice that you get trick or treaters.
Oh,
milk duds. It's a good one. They're chewy. They get stuck in things. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
kids with braces.
Yeah, you can't eat them with braces.
I like it.
Stolski.
What do you say?
Tootsie Rolls. I think Tootsie Rolls are terrible.
Son of a gun.
They're disgusting.
It's a great pick, Will. Great pick, Will.
They're cut, but they get stuck in your teeth.
Hayes, you get to say ours.
I will take Almond Joy.
Son of a Adam.
I don't mind an Almond Joy, me personally. Hayes, what about you?
That was number 2 on my list, Adam.
Yeah. I got to go with the freaking salted nut roll.
Whoa, really?
I like the salted nut
I'm
roll.
a fan of the
No,
nut roll.
I don't enjoy it.
Buddy Jaron, if you don't make some content out of the salted nut roll, you're missing out.
You guys get another one.
Oh, we have to do 2.
Oh,
Yep.
can't they just be a team? Let's move through this.
No, they have another. They're on the last.
Oh, they're on the
is what I'm
wraparound. I
saying,
see.
yeah.
Probably. I don't know. What's the one with
Um,
anything? Dude,
Let's just. Oh, I don't know, dude.
don't name a good candy.
I know.
Take 5, probably.
Sure, take 5.
What?
Oh,
Take
really?
5?
I like
Delicious.
I like Take 5.
I don't.
All right.
I will go with. I think it depends what you call them, but you know, like the sweeties, or they're like the rolled up. They're just sugar little cubes, circles.
Sweeties?
You gotta
Yes,
be more
that.
specific.
What's that called?
Oh,
I don't know.
What's the name on it? Is it a
Smarties?
sweetie? Smarty.
Will is in a quandary. I can just tell.
Smarties. Yeah, no, that's a pretty good pick.
Okay, good.
That's fucking mint, dude.
Good.
Yeah.
Dots.
Wait, who said? Jaron said that,
No, it's Will's. It's Will's turn.
or Will said that? Okay. Dots.
No,
Oh,
it's
I
Will's turn.
I didn't say dots. Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah. No, it's Stolski.
Whoa. I pick apples. Did you guys ever get an apple when you were trick-or-treating? Yeah.
It's definitely not candy, but there
well,
were people who handed out apples.
Yeah,
I
you remember
will
that?
say
They give you an apple. It'd be horrible.
Jaron's like, I was born after the year 2000. Absolutely not. I did not receive
Oh,
an
I
apple.
remember the apples. Horrible. The worst thing you want. You'd never go to their house again.
Maybe that's what they wanted.
Probably smart, actually, playing the long game.
All right. Hahner.
I did come prepared for this.
Mm,
And I am taking your pick, dots.
mm.
Yeah, dots are bad.
They're yeah.
Sobi.
I'm gonna go with bottle caps.
Ooh.
Yeah.
They're like pretty chalky, pretty.
Uh-huh. Just
Also
like a Smartie, but a
sweet.
different
Yeah, they look kind of like a Smartie, but not even half as good as a Smartie.
I love Jaeger. I can get wasted on all sorts of Jaeger, buddy.
You're talking about Jaeger, Will? Hayes?
Vodka Red Bulls. All
All right, Sobi, what do you got for your next
Jaeger
pick?
bombs.
Jaeger bombs, so delicious. I love them.
Yeah, come on.
The miniature boxes of raisins. Those used to get handed
Oh.
out. And those were just like, thank you so much.
You didn't eat the whole thing in one rip.
No.
That is a very good pick.
Yeah. And that happened like
In
many
the
times.
third round, that is fantastic, Sobi. That's a good one. Hahner?
It seems like you roll around with probably close to 100 to 200 of these for 10, 20 plus years in your cabinet. Dumb suckers.
Oh,
God damn it.
What's the caramel apple sucker?
yeah, after I think year 3 or 4, they do get a weird film on them and they become, but they still exist. You're not going to throw them out. Nobody does.
Dumb
Who
suckers.
just
Either
goes for it? I don't think I've ever seen anyone on the side of the road with a sucker like that.
Bill, you're up.
Oh man, I think when you get the little plain Hershey's, they are good, but they're so tiny, they're like this big, and the worst ones are the ones with almonds. So I picked those ones.
Hershey with almond. The fun size Hershey with almond.
Yeah, I mean they're this fucking big. Yeah,
It's not
but
a bad
now
pick.
I mean I'm running. I don't know what else to really choose.
I think we're up.
I am going to go with banana Laffy Taffy.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I like that actually.
I
either-
like
that's a-
banana Laffy Taffy.
That's a sauerkraut deal. You love it or hate it.
Yeah.
100%.
Sauerkraut is
I do.
absolutely.
Shout out D4L. It's a great tune too. Hayes.
What was
All
that?
right.
Laffy
Jaron?
Taffy, a D4L.
Oh, that the shit. Yeah, absolutely. That's a club anthem per se.
Yeah.
All right, Buddy Jaron and Hayes. You got 2 back-to-back picks. What do you got?
We're going with black licorice.
Yeah, that's
Ooh.
one.
Ah,
Horrible.
I like
Absolutely.
Yeg though. I love Yeg, and it's kind of like black, huh? The other one, I can't remember what was it, but we had black licorice and one other one that was fantastic. What was it? How does it slip my mind? Oh, hot tamales.
Hot tamales.
Yeah, do you like hot tamales, Sobi? You kind of
No, I really don't. No, I think they to the eye they look good, but then every time you have them, you're like, no.
or the cinnamon balls or whatever. Those fuck gross. It just did.
hot tamale. They're fine, but yeah, I agreed. They're not great. For my last pick, I am going to go with Whoppers.
Oh, those big
like
giant things.
Is that what you had next, Hahner?
Yeah.
Yes, they're like
those,
chocolate
yeah, those
circles, but they're really chalky in the middle.
Yeah, they're gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are not good.
You like them? Then you boys must like shakes over malts because I think a malt is delicious.
Well, and that's a good point. Hayes.
I do
A
love
malt
It does
malt.
not
is-
taste like a malt.
Yeah, but that isn't a
I
malt.
do.
like,
I do. Yeah.
I love a malt over a shake.
You
personally.
bite into it, and all of a sudden you're like,
No, it's a malted milk.
Yeah.
just nothing.
You
It's
see
just
these
like you
at the
bit
bottom of
into
the candy jar,
sawdust.
pushed away.
Yeah. We're basically picking the candy that when you get to the bottom of your candy bag, you're like, shit, I have
Yes.
no candy left. And there's still a pound or two of candy in there.
Mhm.
All right, Stolski, what do you got? Last pick.
I'm gonna go with original M&Ms. I don't think they're very
Ooh.
good.
It's a
I
great
think they're
pick.
Overrated.
You go in there and a cookie and shit. No.
Yeah, I don't. It's not they're all that great.
I think that's fine. I would agree. They're the worst of the M&Ms.
Peanut M's.
Yeah. Peanut butter M&M is very good. Peanut M&Ms as well.
Oh, yeah.
Good. But
They had
really-
pretzel M&Ms, dude. That were
Those things were
Oh
bomb.
wow! Really? I never got to indulge in those.
really good. Super good.
That was like blue bag, right,
Yeah,
Hayes?
Yes.
Yes.
Peanut butter.
Connor, what do you got for your last pick?
It's one I remember getting, especially around our
Oh, yeah?
neighborhood in Central. Circus peanuts. You ever try these?
Oh yeah, those are terrible. They're so bad.
Those are
Yes.
bad, dude.
Brutal.
That's a great pick.
I can feel the consistency. It feels like clay.
Oh, you see him in line.
Oh, I want you.
Yes.
This is just to help Cody out. You got to put some sort of asterisk so they understand what that is. Because if Cody just would have told me circus peanuts, I wouldn't have known that was.
Open it up and crack one for the boys.
Oh my god.
Yeah, what do I need to put it down as candy, not peanut, or like?
Yeah, circus
No,
peanuts.
this is what they use to build buildings with. This is
They're
hard.
horrible.
Oh yeah,
It's
it's like a taffy almost.
It's
Yes.
not.
it's like Play-Doh.
I can puke looking at it.
It's not good. It's not even good.
Affy's yeah, no.
Yeah, it's like
Sobi, what are you bringing it home with?
They said black licorice, but I'm gonna go Twizzlers. Original Twizzlers.
Yes, dude.
They're just not.
Oh my
They're
God,
just.
that's terrible.
They're just.
I would agree, just not
Yeah.
great.
No.
They're
I
not
think
great.
red vines are worse, but
5 out of 10.
I would agree, Bill. Red vines are worse.
Yeah, red vines are whack. Pure whack.
red vines suck.
Oh, yeah.
Red vines are for people from New Jersey, dude. They're awful.
All right,
But
we got any?
Twizzlers not great either.
Do we
Unless
have
they're
any
the pull
honorable
apart.
mentions before I read these back?
Yeah, the
That
pull
didn't
apart.
get selected.
No, actually, I like those. So red vines, that's fine.
An honorable mention, maybe an unpopular opinion.
Swedish fish are gross. Swedish fish are no good.
Oh,
no,
Swedish
stop
fish.
that.
They're good.
I-
think they're good.
When they get old, they're terrible.
I will agree with you, Hayes. I'm not a huge Swedish fish man.
Oh, I like Swedish fish.
Swedish
I
fish,
can't
really?
stand by that.
What about Three Musketeers? Are they really that good?
No, they're shitty. They suck.
They're okay.
5
You're
out of
right.
10. 5 out of 10.
Yeah,
quite
I would
honestly,
agree.
Snickers
Oh.
bars.
Good and plenty.
Oh,
How
good and
did you
plenty's are
come so
bad.
prepared with samples, Hahner?
A girlfriend.
What's that?
Yeah, what?
Mhm.
What has he got now? He's got all this candy. Dude.
Good and
Look at
plenty.
Yeah, candy that we're never gonna eat, just to show you the worst.
Sugar
the
babies.
worst
Sugar
You,
babies.
you got the
Oh,
OG ones.
Docs.
Oh,
wow. So good.
That
Yep.
could win the
I
draft
did
right
have
there.
how about
And
for
then-
everybody Warheads?
I like
Warheads.
I kind of like
Warheads.
Warheads too. They're kind of a novelty.
I didn't pick it because I
Warheads
think
are-
some people like them, but for me,
I
I was
think.
just
Hold
like,
on,
I
very
don't.
quickly. I'd like for everybody to say their favorite candy. Let's go around and do that. That'll be our honorable mention. What's your favorite Halloween candy?
I'm surprised this one didn't get because I'm gonna roll. I'm surprised this one didn't get set as one of the worst, but one of my favorites is a Heath or a Score. So toffee,
Oh,
Yeah.
Score. Yes.
That's your favorite. Yeah.
delicious.
I will say it's my favorite Halloween candy because whenever I picked it out, I was super pumped. 100 grand bar.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, they are really good.
They're good. Yeah.
Very
that's-
underrated.
Like
Mine
one
is
I
the-
wouldn't pick up. I wouldn't pick it up at a gas station, but like I got it in my Halloween candy, and I'm like, God, that's a good change of
Yeah,
pace.
you were stoked
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah, totally agree.
Mine would be watermelon Sour Patch Kids, the watermelon ones.
Yes.
Those are my favorite. They are the best. That'd be my number one.
Hahner.
I know it was said as one of the worst, but a Take 5. Love
It
it.
is good.
I
Absolutely
Take
love
5.
it.
Take 5. Yeah, Take 5 is not bad.
I'd say on the chocolate side, I'm a sucker for Twix. Twix are good, man.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
I do like
damn
Twix. Have you ever
good
had the
one.
peanut butter Twix?
No,
Yeah,
Oh,
so
they will
good.
blow your mind.
I will. I'll try.
You should.
And then on the sweet side, I like nerds, nerd clusters, nerd
Yeah.
ropes,
Oh,
nerd.
Really? Oh, sure.
That's one I will. Yeah, I'm not a nerds guy. I would have picked a nerds rope
nerds,
if
yeah.
I would have thought of it.
Nerds are
You got it.
great.
Nerd
Oh, the
cluster.
sour punch straws. I love the sour punch
Yep.
straws, in the
How
tray.
about you, buddy Jay? What's favorites?
I like now and later's.
Oh, that's good.
Mm,
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That's kind of OG and really good.
Yeah.
Ones that I still get at gas stations, but like whenever I got a Milky Way or a Skittles, I was pumped.
Yeah.
Just
Skittles.
What
slap.
kind of Skittles? The original?
Yeah, just the original.
I
Especially
like
when
the tropical, the blue
Dude,
bag.
when they went back to, you remember back in the day, all of a sudden they went to green apple and you were like, what the fuck? And it like changed the whole bag of Skittles. And they recently went back to lime for the green and all is good again.
Oh, I wasn't familiar with this change.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was because I'm a Skittles connoisseur. I get them way too much. I
Sounds
love
like it.
Skittles.
Have you guys done this for cereal before?
That would be a good topic.
Yeah, you need to do that, dude.
Yeah, we do.
We have
Actually,
not
that-
done cereal, but okay. So everybody's teams, we will put up a poll on Instagram, and people can vote for who has the best grouping of the worst Halloween candies. We got Sobi with candy corn, bottle caps, mini box of raisins, and Twizzlers.
Strong.
That is a strong
team.
Strong.
There, I wouldn't want any of them.
Hahner, we have got Milk Duds,
Oof.
Dots, Dum Dum Sucker,
So
and
bad.
Circus Peanuts.
Strong. The circus peanuts, if people can picture them in
If
their
they
head,
know what
those
that is.
suck. Dude, those suck. That is
Yeah.
strong.
Very strong.
Like,
Strong
Dave,
for sure. Especially if you have braces. Hunter's
Yeah.
all
Yep,
time,
them,
you know.
yeah, the dud.
It sounds like Hahner had braces as a kid because
I swear to God, I didn't.
I
just
did.
like,
Oh, I
ooh.
know. I mean,
But
that's strong.
Deep molars, so it would always get stuck in there. Oh, yeah.
Stolski with Tootsie Roll, apple, fun-sized Hershey with almond,
Oh yeah,
and original M&M.
that's fucking.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's going to fare
Also,
well. in
It's
the
a good list.
Especially the
we
OG
got-
apple in there.
We got myself with Almond Joy, Smarties,
Remove the almond.
Banana Laffy Taffy,
Yeah.
and Whoppers.
Mm.
It's also
Yeah.
And
good.
then we got Buddy Jaron and Hayes with Salted Nut Roll,
Disgusting.
Take
I love
5,
No,
Black Licorice, and
Gross.
Hot Tamale.
That's
That's bad.
The bottom half is good. Black licorice hot tamales. That is, I'm with you on it.
For us starting this and being like, there is no way we will be able to get all the way through this. I think we did very, very well.
Absolutely.
Basically, what we have confirmed is most people would like basically 10 different candies for the Halloween candy. Just play the hits.
No one mentioned a Butterfinger, which is wild.
Oh,
I kind of like a Butterfinger.
I like
do
Butterfinger.
I like them. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Good change of pace.
Dang.
What about cookies and cream Hershey's bars?
Delicious.
I love those.
Delicious.
Those were good.
10 out of 10.
Have you had one, JB? Oh,
Those were good.
Those are good. I like it. I like it. This was a good one. I'm glad that was a listener submitted question today.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's a great way in. We should do that. So I'm glad we brought that one home. But I mean, boys, we got anything else we want to touch on?
How do folks find you, Jaron, online, and how do they subscribe to you on Snapchat? That's what I'm.
That's just Jaron Clinch on everything.
Even Snapchat, if I just go to Jaron Clinch and it can find you.
Yeah, it's Jaron.Clinch, but I'm pretty sure if you just type in Jaron Clinch, it comes up. I'm not sure though.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a new thing. I don't know for sure about it.
BJ.
Just trying with it, you know.
Buddy Jaron.
Yeah. And thank you for coming on, Jaron. And it was really interesting conversation, especially because I feel like you're kind of at the forefront of short form social media, and it was really,
especially in the outdoor world.
Yeah, it's totally different than anybody we've had on before, and what you're doing is really different. Oh, one thing I wanted to ask you an honorable mention is, did you ever look up to or get inspiration from like a Charlie Barron's or the You Betcha guy?
I watched Charlie. Honest to God, I would say my biggest inspiration is probably Rose Rod Daniels.
Yeah,
as far as like the skit comedy, you know, tied into the outdoors. That's kind of who I feel like I would say is my biggest inspiration. But yeah, Charlie Barron's, I mean, he was right by me. You know, he's Manitowoc, which is 45 minutes from where I grew up. So obviously I was very familiar with him too. But yeah, no, they definitely were people that I watched, you know, before I don't know, I guess while I was starting. I don't really know what I watched before I started. I don't even know what made me really start, but kind of jumped into it. Yeah, those were good guys.
Can you just fart on command for your videos, or how does that work?
No, I'll have like a couple skits lined up in my head, and then when I feel a fart coming, I just rattle them off. That's what I do, actually. But sometimes I'll just feel like I gotta rip ass, and then I'll just throw something together in my head and then just ramble it. I'll do that too.
Have you ever accidentally shit yourself?
Yes, once. I have, and I was perch fishing by the ditch and I shit myself. Okay, Hayes.
Really? Holy shit, man.
But the craziest thing, if you can just say the most outrageous, obnoxious thing and follow it with a really good fart, it's just incredible. It's a good way to open a video.
It is,
in my opinion. But I don't know. Everyone's different.
That's a great way to open a video.
Huh? Everyone's different, so I'm not gonna make assumptions, but that's what I found out. If I can just say the craziest,
pooping and farting is just like,
I mean, it's a good sentence opener because it gets people's attention. It's like, was that a fart? And then they're like, you know what I mean? It's like 100% right there, attention. Everyone's listening, but I don't know.
I can't wait to go into our next sponsor meeting, just pitch and be like, hear me out. I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to rip ass. And then I'm going to talk about how great your bait is, and then we're going to move on. That's my pitch. You think they'll bite on it, buddy?
I don't know.
Adam's dropping game.
They might. They might. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Depends if they believe in Buddy or not. You know, that's a tough thing to find. You know what I mean? Shoot. No.
That's great. Thanks for swinging by, boys.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for putting us on. It was fun.
Yeah, for sure. It was a great time. I'm sure we'll be in touch. And yeah, thank you everybody for listening to another episode of Pass the Barb.